Viven en un country. Andan en BMW para arriba. Los fines de semana se cogen a las mejores minas. Morfan bien todos los días. El día anterior al partido durmieron tranquilamente en un hotel 5 estrellas y se rascaron la verga durante 24 horas sin hacer nada, jugando al ping-pong y al pool y a la play. Juegan al fútbol todos los días de su vida. Los botines, $6.000, $5.000, no sé cuánto salen, ponele 3.000 mangos, 4.000 mangos, están vendados por un kinesiólogo. Están bien comidos, están bien entrenados. Las medias, que son las que no te cortan la circulación, los pantaloncitos, que son los de los huevos, que no te raspan los huevos, la camiseta te estira la espalda, es la que no transpira, que sale 800 pesos, no sé cuánto sale una camiseta para jugar al fútbol. La pelota es perfecta, perfecta, 120 euros. Inflada con un barómetro a 8 bares, la cancha no tiene un solo pozo, el arco tiene 7,20 metros por 2,40. Te aplauden cuando salís a la cancha. La concha de tu madre, no sabés parar una pelota. Le vas a pagar al arco y la tirás a la mierda. Le vas a hacer un pase a tu compañero que está a 1 metro y haces así, se la pasas mal. Hijo de puta, eso me puede pasar a mí con esta panza. No hago.
Big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up, big up, big up. I hope this guy is going to get angry when we score the first goal on Wednesday. Algeria, Argentina. I think he's Argentinian, by the way. I hope he gets this angry. I really do. But I'm sure everyone's angry looking at seeing some of the World Cup matches. Not to the standard, man. I don't know about you guys, but not to the standard. I like South Korea. South Korea played well. I'll be honest. They actually played well. Surprised me. Mexico was all right. They did their thing, but they pressed well. They played better than South Africa. South Africa were terrible, man. Terrible. Yeah. Big up to everyone that's in the chat as well. Jalil, all the real ones. You know, big up to every one of you. Jez, you been watching the World Cup?
I watched the first game. I watched the first game. Which was, that was 55 years ago. I watched my first World Cup game from that stadium, actually, on the TV, of course, black and white TV. I remember it well. I didn't see anything yesterday. Unfortunately, I'm going to watch Scotland tonight, and I'll try and catch up with more games over this weekend. But I mean, it's I thought the game Mexico South, it was a bit South Africa was a bit cagey, which I was expecting. Opening game, it always a bit like that. The red cards, interesting. Do
you agree with them, Jez?
Yeah, I think it was. Look, they were pretty too obvious for me. To be honest with you, and I think. I don't know. I'll be totally wrong in saying this, but it seems to me that FIFA has said to the referees, "We're not going to have any shit in this tournament. You stamp on it straight away, and no, we don't want no messing about. Get on with it and do your job. And if it's a red card, it's a red card." I don't know. I could be totally wrong in saying that, but it's going to be interesting. And of course, next is it Tuesday? England play?
Yeah, I think Tuesday. Yeah,
Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday?
Yeah,
is it the same day? Oh,
Jamboy. Yeah, I've
big up, people.
Jamboy, okay.
Sorry, I've gone. Honestly, I stayed up for that game last night. I just woke up.
Yeah, I can see. What's that? The Netherlands? Is that the Netherlands shirt?
It is a Netherlands shirt. Yeah, it's not an official one. It's like a special.
Fair enough.
It's like a special one with the line on the front blue. I don't think they wear it, but.
Jez, you were saying sorry?
No, I was just saying. Of course, I'll be watching the England game on Wednesday night. Looking forward to that. I hope it's not going to be a boring England performance because. We need to be attacking and go for it. So please don't let it be a ball fest. which England can be in World Cups and Euros. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, some good games coming up. I saw the highlights of the USA game, 4-1. That was quite entertaining. But that's about it, mate, I'm afraid, at the moment.
Our striker scored 2 goals, Jez. Balogun.
Yeah, I know.
He scored 2 goals.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew? You know,
And we kept Nketiah, but what do we know? We're not saying he's the answer, but it was kind of obvious who's the better player, right? It was kind of obvious.
We all knew that, I think.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? We saw the potential in the young lad, and unfortunately the club didn't. And who can you blame for that?
One man to blame. Jez, from what I obviously it came out, I think last week, that we fired the whole medical staff. It was their fault, you know. It was their fault that Timber's out. I think Tuchel spoke about Saka not being ready as well. What do you think of that, Jez?
Well, I think Tuchel's got it bang on, hasn't he? Really. Now, I did a show Tuesday night about this with the old school, and by God, did it cause some controversy. Some of the comments were, you know, Shane, Kenny, myself, DJ, basically calling the doctor for being the fall guy. You know,
yeah.
And, oh my days, people will defend this manager come whatever. You know what I mean? We didn't slag the manager off. We just blamed him for a lot of the bloody injuries. But, oh, mate, the meltdown. Seriously. You know, absolute torrid abuse about, oh, you guys don't know, you fuck off, blah, 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 blah. You know, and it's like, I didn't even bother responding to some of the comments because I'm thinking, you will defend this guy, right? Even if he makes his head fall off, right? You know, that's what you are about. And I said, I did say to one guy, look, mate, this is Arsenal FC, not fucking Arteta. One day he will leave, and I hope you go with him. But hey, there you go. That's mentality.
You should have told him he's not Dracula. He's not immortal. He's going to die at some point and someone's going to come in his place, you know. Everybody's irreplaceable. It's just how the world works. Today, you die. Everybody that's here, your job will replace you the next day. It is what it is, you know. Forget about death. Rob, I'll say I don't know why I gave that. That was terrible.
We got garlic
Get some garlic. Big up to everyone that's locked in as well, man. Lenny Moon, real ones as well. You know, all the real ones. Yeah, you know PFC. You know the vibe. Acres. We're gonna be supporting Brazil. We're gonna be supporting Brazil. But Rob, how are you, my friend? And you catch any World Cup games?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'll be completely honest. I caught about 15 minutes of the first game and just haven't even bothered with the other ones yet. I will be watching Brazil-Morocco. That'll probably be my first one that I watch tonight. I might catch a bit of Qatar-Switzerland, but I'm not exactly clamoring to watch that game.
Are you neutral? Brazil-Morocco, are you neutral or?
Kind of. Well, I've got like Ebde, you know, the Betis left winger, Azizuli. Is that how you pronounce his surname? Sorry.
Yeah.
In my fantasy team. So I'm kind of hoping he might do something for Morocco. So I'm leaning a bit towards them just because I want the points.
Good player. I can't lie. He's a good player.
Yeah, man. No, on the quiet, like I'm not saying he should, like Arsenal should be looking at him, but like, if on the quiet, he'd be a good player to have as a sort of second, like a backup left winger. He's quality, man. He's carried Betis through so many games, got loads of important goals, especially in Europa League and Conference League when we had the run in the Conference League. So yeah, quality player, kind of goes under the radar a bit. People don't really talk about him much, but yeah, hopefully, you know, people will see it. People will see in the World Cup. But yeah, Tuchel mentioned. I saw that Tuchel mentioned that Saka got injured at the March camp, and then have been playing since then with an injury, which is no surprise to anybody, I suppose, isn't it? And yeah, you talk about the doctor sacking. I mean, yeah, I fully agree that it. Look, let's just see what happens then, yeah, because they sack someone. They sacked some medical staff a couple of years ago, And then they brought this new staff in, and then they've sacked them. So if it keeps happening like next year, which let's face it, it's likely to keep happening, isn't it? When will the penny finally drop that it's probably not the medical staff? It may be somebody else to blame. I mean, is it going to drop at some point? You know what I mean? Even Arteta himself has said that. Arteta and the players themselves have said that they've been played injured. He admitted that he played Ben White injured. There was that interview with Timber. Rice has openly said he played injured. Saliba's another one. So it's not like we're plucking things out of thin air. A lot of this is based on actual quotes from the people involved, from the manager and the playing staff. So, yes. But then, Jez, we got so many cult members in our fan base. It's not a surprise to hear you guys got grief over it, to be honest.
The funny thing is on it, Rob, right? It wasn't, I don't think any one of us, that discussion, it lasted about 15 minutes on a 2-hour show. None of us actually mentioned the name of the manager. It was just, we were alluding to the fact that does he actually listen to the medical staff? Now, we don't know. We're not behind the scenes. We don't know the truth of what happens. But the fact when you get the England manager turn around and say, well, he's been playing injured, and if you've just rightly said, the manager has admitted playing injured players, Timber, Saka, blah, blah. And, the controversy, if you all remember, when he put Partey, when we had Partey, he was holding the back of his leg and said, I need to come off, and he pushed him back on.
Yeah. Plenty of evidence. Yeah. It's not like we're making this shit up. Do you know what I mean?
It's all there. It's all there, visible to see. We're not lying about it. And anything. These people would defend the manager. Anything.
But it's almost like a competition in a way, isn't it? To kind of it's like a dick measuring contest, isn't it? Who's the biggest Arteta fan? It's like they have to come out and defend him to the hilt. No, I'm a bigger fan. I'm going to defend him more than you. It gets to that point with them, and luckily I've managed to sort of get rid of them on X. I just sort of the way I've organised my X page now and for you and all that. I don't get much football filtering through now because it raises my cortisol levels too much, and I don't want to deal with it. I just get triggered too much by it. I can't. I have to admit I can't help it. So I got rid of it off there. It's just not worth it.
I wouldn't mind it if the people making the comments actually had an argument, right, and say, well, actually I disagree with you because I think it's this, that, whatever. All you get is, oh, you're a bunch of whatever. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not a football fan. Support the manager, blah, blah, blah. If somebody actually left a negative comment with a good argument and say, well, actually, I disagree with you because of this. And I'll go, yeah, fair enough. Okay, here.
Can support Tottenham.
Yeah. Oh, you don't go to games anymore. I mean, what's that got to do with it? What's that?
Anything to protect this man.
Yep.
Anything, just. It's crazy. Jamboy, you catch any World Cup games?
Yeah, I've seen all of them except from the Korea Czech game.
Oof.
I set my alarm, but it went off, and I woke up and it was 5 o'clock in the morning.
Korea played well. They played well. I can't lie. They actually played. So him and Son probably missed about 3 chances. If you could, he probably. I don't know if you've seen the highlights, but he missed about 3 chances.
I see the highlights. I see right at the end, the Korea keeper made a couple of blinding saves. Right at the end. I mean, by the looks of it, from the highlights, Korea looked pretty decent.
But Czech Republic played for set pieces. It's not like
they scored from a throw-in, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
But so I've got to say, USA last night. Wow, I wasn't expecting that because I watched their pre-season. Well, the friendly before the tournament started against Germany, and they didn't look great at all.
Pochettino's a good manager, man. He's a good manager.
No, last night, fair play to them. They're the best team I've seen so far. They were very good, and people were saying that in the chat last night. I was in the chat with Carl and Gianni and Nats, and I can't remember. It was somebody said, "Do you think that it was more America have been really good, or Paraguay have been really bad?" And I thought it's probably a bit of both, but I think it's more the US were really good. I wouldn't take nothing away from them. I thought they were good. And Balogun, his second goal, the third goal, unreal. I'm watching him. I'm thinking, we've kept Nketiah for him. What a mistake that is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Probably would have ruined him anyway.
He looks very good.
What do you think about the medical staff getting sacked?
Yeah, scapegoat. That's what I think. I think it's a scapegoat. At the end of the day, the buck stops with the manager. I can't see the medical staff saying to Arteta that the players were fit when they weren't. And if they were saying that they're fit to play, and then he played them and they weren't, I get why they've gone. But I don't see it that way. I think the medical staff are going to do what's right by the players and would have told Arteta that they're not fit to play, and he's made the decision to play them. And the timing of it all.
Jam, don't you think like they need to forge the tests for it to be? Because obviously Arteta's going to have like some kind of tests or documents that show or piece of paper that shows that this player is fit to play. I don't believe that they.
The best thing I can think of is when you've got the likes of Declan Rice continuously playing every minute of every game. It just goes that just goes to show to me that he's not a manager that thinks about like the bigger picture, because Rice has played every game of every minute of every game, and surely he wouldn't have done that if he was looking out for him in terms of not giving him excessive minutes. And he's just played every game, and I've always said it that the only time that a player gets a chance is when another player gets injured. So, I mean, he does always fall on his feet. He always lands on his feet. This manager, I just think the timing of the sacking, and with the PR and the media, I just think that they're trying to put it out as if they've sacked the medical staff to make it look as though it's their fault and not Arteta's. And I just don't buy it. Don't buy it.
Did you see the statement from Tuchel about he said, yeah, and I can't remember the quote exact words, but it was almost like he was sort of saying the health of the player is the most first fundamental type of thing. You look after your players. It was almost like Tuchel was having a dig at Arteta to say, you're playing this player when he's injured, right? What are you doing? Because it was a definite sort of punch between the eyes to say, you're a fucking idiot, mate. And I thought, I mean, I can't, I've got it on my phone somewhere. I don't know where it is. But it was a definite sort of snipe at him to say, you've been playing this guy. He's cropped. He's not fit. And yet you continue to push him out there. That to me is like saying to the manager, you're an idiot.
Facts, 100%, man. 100%.
I think he does it. Whether it will change this coming season because he's won the title or not, I don't know. But I always saw it as like it's just desperacy by Arteta, sort of selfish desperacy, because he needed to win. He knew he needed to win something, and he just wanted to keep all his best players available, starting to give him the best chance of basically saving his job and essentially maybe his career. So I just saw it as it's just him being selfish, basically. So maybe that will change.
You got to rate the players, Rob, when you think about it, because these players actually sacrificed nearly or were sacrificed their World Cup for this league. Because
Timber hasn't he?
Timber's out. Saka's obviously it's a 50-50. Saliba was close. All the players were really borderline. They really risked it. You know, I got to really rate the players. I can't lie, because they put themselves out there. You know, they put their neck on the line. They were like, you know what, I'm gonna go for this league, and fuck it. If I don't make the World Cup, I don't make the World Cup. Because your team will probably tell you, you know, listen, Saka, you're playing too much. You got to tell Artel. You got to go to his office and tell him, listen, boss, I can't keep playing. I might not catch the World Cup. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm 20. How old is Saka? 26, 25?
5, I think. Yeah, 25.
Something like that, 25. You know, and this is England. I might not get the chance to play next time. Do you know what I'm saying? In the next World Cup or the Euros. Do you know what I'm saying? So
29 at the next World Cup. Can you believe Saka will be 29 at the next World Cup? It's
crazy,
mad,
man. Crazy.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
Young Timber, he didn't make the World Cup. He was sent home. So
yeah.
We know Saliba's going to be playing injured because we know he needs an operation after the World Cup. So he's going to be playing the World Cup injured, which at some point may exacerbate his injury. And then, well, most of our players, I mean, Saka, if Tuchel's saying Saka's been unfit since March, presumably he's going into the World Cup. In fact, yeah, wasn't there a quote? I meant to follow it up, but I didn't do it. Didn't they say that Saka had another injury now or had a knock or something? Was that some latest news?
What is he can't play now. Saka officially, this is official. He can't play 90 minutes. There's no way Saka can play 90 minutes. You know, and they're evaluating how long they can really play him. I think that's what Tuchel's doing. I think he's saying maybe I could play him a 45, 50, maybe. Do you know what I'm saying? But
to be fair though, if we're going to dig out Arteta for playing players injured, we should be digging out the France manager for playing Saliba then, because he's obviously got no affiliation to Arsenal, and he's doing the same sort of thing. Like, I've got to win this league. I don't care about Arsenal. This is the France national team. So Saliba shouldn't really be playing either if he needs a
do you know what it is?
surgery.
Do you know what's the difference? National teams, you don't play all the time. You get certain games. When it comes to Arsenal, you know you're going to play at least 50 to 60 games, and you've got a squad. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got a squad. In the national team, you can't really rotate like you can rotate in a normal team. In my opinion, of course.
And also the player probably wants to play in it as well. You got to probably take that into account.
It's World Cup, you know what I'm saying? You know that guy that scored for Mexico? I forgot his name. I'm not going to murder his name, but
Jimenez.
Yeah, he went for the winger. He went from 10K on Insta. Now he's got 10 million on Insta. Do you know what I'm saying? 10 million followers. Do you know what I'm saying? This is how big the World Cup is. You know, this is how big the World Cup is. I mean, Shakira's performance had 1.2 billion views. Billion. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and it happens every 4 years. You know what I'm saying, Jam? It happens every 4 years. It's not like
no, I get it. I get the players wanting to play injured. I get it. I get that. But we know it's out in the open, and we know that Saliba's got to have some sort of surgery. Yeah. So the French manager's just thinking, well, the thing is though, would you want to play a player that's injured, or would you want to play a player that's fully fit? I know Upamecano's not as good as Saliba, but they've got him.
I mean, is there another Saliba in the world right now? You know,
no.
I don't know what they can give them. Do you know what I mean? In terms of injections, I don't know how. From their perspective, it's all very short term, isn't it? Kind of like you're implying, Rashid. And it's like, you know, if they can inject them with something and they don't feel the pain and it gets them through it, I don't think anybody really cares. I don't think any of the parties really care. They just want to win the World Cup and play in the World Cup because they might not. I think Saliba's also. How old is Saliba? He's 24.
He's something like that, 24 or something. Yeah.
29 at the next World Cup. It's kind of crazy. Things like that are really crazy. I remember when Wayne Rooney retired, and I just felt so old. And I was just like, so I remember him coming through, banging that goal for Everton when he was 16 against us. And I remember thinking at the time, man, I'm going to feel old when he retires. And then fast forward, he retired. I was like, fucking hell, that's terrible. Yeah. But that's the World Cup for you, big up people though. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up PT. Yeah, that's the name. Hector Quinones. Arteta has mind-washed these players into believing they can play injured. But at some point, the players have to protect themselves. Facts, bro, facts. At some point, I mean, his team needs to speak to him. But enough of that, people.
let's get into these keep sell bench. We already did the defenders edition. Goalkeeper, it was elite. I was an elite show. I loved it. But that was the easy part. I mean, most of the defenders we all agreed on that we want them to stay, you know, and the goalkeeper. But now we're gonna get to the midfield. Things are gonna get a little bit tacky, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna get a little bit tacky. And the first one up is Norgard. See, it's nothing now. Now, what I'm gonna say is nothing against Norgard, because we barely got to see him. And in the games he played, he was all right. He was good. You know, he was solid. Now, if he wants to be 5th choice or 6th, I'd keep him. But I would rather bank on him and get someone else, because the guy after him, you'd understand, because the guy after him is the one that I want to bench. But I would sell Norgard. You know, I know it's harsh, but I would sell Norgard. I can't lie. I would move on from him. I don't think I would sell him. Solid player, but I would still sell him. There's still players out there that are better than him, cheaper than him. What's your thoughts, Jez?
Well, it's a real tough one, that one, because we just didn't see enough game time. Which brings into the question, why the hell did we buy him? What was it about? I mean, why bother buy the guy? Unless you got a game going to give him game time, I just think it's a waste of the poor guy's time. I don't know on that one. That's a real tricky. What I saw of him, which is not a lot, I thought he did all right. I mean, he wasn't ripping up trees or anything like that, but he was solid. So for me on that one, yeah, we could get $1 for him. We didn't spend a lot on him, but
15 mil, I think. 15 mil, was it?
Was it 10 and adds on? I think it was 10 adds on. I don't know how much the adds on were.
Yeah, for me, right now, looking at some of the people that need to go, I would say bench.
Bench, you'd keep him. You'd keep him as 5th choice, Jez.
Yeah.
But you know what my idea is about Norgard is that I want him to push the other midfielders into performing better. I want him to fight for that place. I know we can't have Partey, 3 Parteys. I know that, but I hear that, bro. I hear the bench. It's a very tricky one. Rob.
Yeah, I kind of echo that. It's a very tricky one. It's I would probably bench him as opposed to sell him. I think there's other areas we need to concentrate on, but we also just haven't seen enough of him. Like we're saying, he can become more of a squad player, kind of maybe Carling Cup player. It's kind of much of a muchness. I mean, if we were to be able to, if someone was to come in with an offer, with a decent offer, like a sort of 15 million type offer, obviously more than what we pay for him, I think that would be okay. We can sell him. So
do you think anybody's going to come with an offer to buy? No disrespect. I think he's decent, but
it's kind of weird because he's Brentford. I never quite understood. How old is Norgard, by the way? Sorry,
he's like 32 or something.
He's nasty. Because I thought that is quite cheap for Brentford captain. I know it's Brentford, it's not like sort of category 18, but still, I thought we got him quite cheap. So if there was a decent offer coming, cool, we could sell him. But I'm not unhappy keeping him as a sort of squad player. But to be fair, I do get your point about if we could bring someone in who could push a bit more, like push the competition, because Norgard isn't competitive.
Or maybe someone that is young, someone that's young, and we're trying to get him more, give him little game time here and there. Maybe he could be like a surprise. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm trying to say, Rob? Here.
No, I hear that. Yeah, I mean, it's just a real tricky one because we just hadn't seen enough of him to go, yes, no, he's not good enough or whatever. We haven't seen enough of him to know what he's supposed to be there for. Like maybe he makes a good cup of tea. I don't know. But it's just, what is he here for? And we've had an entire season and that question hasn't been answered. So I don't, but I'll stick with my bench, keep him as a squad player for now.
Fair enough. Big up Gianni, man. Absolute real one. Jam, what are you telling me?
Yeah, I see where the lads are coming from. Now the season's finished. Why did we buy him? I I mean, we could have kept that 10, 15 million and not signed him, and it wouldn't have made any difference because he didn't play, did he? He didn't play at all. Arteta clearly doesn't rate him because he'd play him otherwise. He hasn't rotated him with anyone. I mean, I just think I just feel for Norgard in a sense. He's coming to the back end of his career. He's just left a decent team as captain in Brentford, and he's not getting any game time. I think we should offload him, let him go and play first team football somewhere else, maybe mid-table team, and let him just play out his career. I just don't see the point of him staying because he's not getting any game time. He's not playing, so I don't see the point in keeping him. I think we need to get someone in that Arteta will trust. So I just don't see the point in keeping him because he won't play. Didn't even play in the cup games, hardly. So I just don't see the point in keeping him. But if he did stay, I wouldn't be too mad if he did.
Too mad
stay.
about it, yeah.
Nah. So it is one of them. But I think for his sake, I think he should move on and go and get some football.
Yeah, fair enough. Nats, hope you're well, bro.
Up next.
Let's get straight to it. Norgard, keep, sell, or bench?
First and foremost, Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Yeah, you know, like that. That's some real shit. It's nice as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Is that a Maggie? It looks like a different version of a Maggie. Is that
it is, bro?
Yeah.
For me, it's better. Controversial opinion, but for
what's
me,
the difference?
anyone in the trenches and all that shit.
Always.
Do you know? Oh, I know you knew Rashid, did it? But it's like, the pineapple and coconut flavor. That's the one.
Oh,
that's and cherry is nice. That's the one I've got right now, mixed with a bit of pineapple rum Malibu in it. Oof, nice, bro. Yeah. But like you said, Rashid, big up Jez, big up Rob, yourself, and Jamboy each and every single time. Thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure, never a chore and that. But like you said, brother, get straight into it. I will only sell because we all know this manager's not going to play him. That's the only reason, bro. Yeah. For me, even though he's hardly played, other than David Raya, of course, he's Mr. Consistent for me this season. And for someone that's hardly played, whenever he stepped on that pitch, hardly ever put a foot wrong. Put a foot wrong. You can't say that about many players this season because even the Gabriels, the David Rayas, rightly so, player of the seasons and all that. You could put Declan Rice in there. Like Norgard, it's just like, there's no point keeping him if this manager's not even going to play him for cup games. So it's a shame, but £10 million, sensible signing, but it's what it is, man.
Just quickly, sorry to cut in. Did he get a Premier League medal?
Yeah.
Did he get a medal? Did he play enough goals? Does that not count anymore?
It was only Salmon and I think it was Nichols and maybe one or two others that didn't get a Premier League medal.
I think he got 3 games. Medal. He got 3 games in the Premier League, didn't he? I mean, not games, but like when you come in as a sub, that's a game. I think so. I don't know, Jam. But big up the chat as well. Big up Aussie man in the chat. Big up Blacks. He's saying so. I'm sure he wants to play football. What if he wants to stay?
Let him.
This is kind of like telling the girl, it's not you, it's me. Do you know what I'm saying? Never say that.
I just checked. Norgard played 7 games in the Premier League.
There you go. So he gets a medal. I think it's more than 3. I think, obviously, I don't know.
Might be 5.
To 5. Yeah, I think it's gone up to 5.
Oh, 5.
I didn't even think he played it. He definitely didn't play 5 whole games.
No, it's just appearances. Yeah.
Right.
100%. You know who's in the building, people. You know who's in the building.
Man like Gianni, bro.
Gianni. Ciao, my brother. How you doing? You all right, yeah?
Yeah, I'm shocked them Yanks actually knew that the ball was round and not square yesterday.
Let's go. I saw some of the celebration and everything. It was crazy in New York. It was crazy, innit?
Crazy all over. It was crazy all over. There were watch parties in all the major cities in America, and it looked like they were saying they were all having at least 10,000 people apiece. So it looked pretty good. So, that I'll tell you what, we didn't see him in the matchup against Leverkusen in the Champions League, but that number 17, that Malik Tillman's a baller.
Brilliant.
For America. He's a baller. And
yeah,
boy, what manager made the mistake to let go of Florian Balogun? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. We got Eddie.
That's exactly what we said.
We got the king of Zamunda, bro. We had the king of Zamunda. We put him on 100K a week.
In Nketiah, we told people, not we, he told people that Holding is a better defender than Saliba.
Yeah.
Saliba's better than him at 12 years old, bro. 12 years old, Saliba's
He got
better.
away with that one. He got away with that one as well. But with the Balogun, like, unless we win the Champions League, I'll never let that off of Arteta's head. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that stays for me, because what he did, you know, I saw the stream that Carl did. Obviously, Gianni, you were there as well. I was like, we know he's a baller, but when the fact that he turned up first game in LA as well, like, fair fucking play, innit?
You gotta respect that, I can't lie.
Yeah.
You gotta respect that.
He should have had a hat trick in the first half.
Yeah, should have batted.
He should have had a hat trick in the first half with that game.
You know what's crazy, Gianni, as well, Nats? I think he scored 18 goals with Monaco, didn't he? He scored a decent amount of goals. Like, it wasn't like he had a bad loan. Do you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is.
Before Berta, innit? Just very quickly, but this was before Berta as well. If Berta was here when we loaned out Balogun, there would have been at least a buyback clause or a sell-on clause or some shit like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's that fucking good. Compared to Nketiah, I mean, he's light years ahead, bro. To infinity and beyond, light year settings. And that. Do you know what I'm saying?
That third goal was unbelievable.
Again, people, we're just comparing him to Nketiah, because at that time, that's who he told us is better. So, because if you're trying to tell me that Balogun would get us more money, Nketiah would get us there or thereabouts the same money. Do you know what I'm saying? So, what is it really? Why would you let him go? He could have been an asset for us. But it's what it is, isn't it, Gianni? What do you think about this one, Gianni? Norgard, keep, sell, bench.
Sell. This transfer window, as I said, is going to be the most important transfer window now, because it's going to set the tone of how we're going to actually move, if we're going to move like a big club.
Yeah.
Like this whole craze that everybody started talking about yesterday with this Soulless kid, I'm sorry, he's not it. He's not it. He's okay if he's going to be the backup, but I don't want the kid put up 40. The kid put up 40. I know it's overrated, but just for all the young kids who like to use this, he had 40 goal contributions in Belgium, but he was in the championship for 3 years and scored 1 goal
with Norwich.
For Norwich, Norwich.
So it's like, I'm sorry, if you can't work it out in the physical side in the championship, then I don't know if you're going to translate well to the Premier League.
Yeah.
Well, for me, if we're going to go scouting with this World Cup, I know it's a late night game for everybody, at least over here, but everybody should be watching this Turkey game tonight, because you got so many ballers to look at from there. Obviously, Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz are the big names that everybody knows that talk about, but Akhtar Koglu, Yunus Akgün, and Barış Yilmaz are all ballers that are even more affordable to get than Zolas, and they're way better. I mean, those when you look at Akgün and Yilmaz, they were the two kids that were destroying Liverpool in the Champions League matchup when Galatasaray was attacking them. So I think there's a lot better out there to look at than just this Soulless kid. I'm not too convinced. I'm not too convinced with this one. But as far as
who would you want? Are you a Yildirim fan? I'm guessing you're team Yildirim.
No, Yildiz for me needs another season in Serie A, because as good as he was for 3/4 of the season, when it mattered, the last quarter of the season he didn't show up, which is part of the reason why Juventus fell out of Champions League and went back into the Europa League and are having financial problems. So, we don't need, if we're a team that's trying to go back to back, or at least, be in the top 3 next year, but pick up 2 to 3 trophies, if not the Premier League next year. I don't want somebody who's not showing up in crunch time. That's the old saying. It's that time period separates the men from the boys. And I'm not convinced by him just yet. I'm sorry, not for $100 million. For me, I'm biased. I think we should be going to get Morgan Rogers. I think you drop the Morgan Rogers. I don't think VAR is going to come. I don't think we're going to spend 150 million on VAR to try to get him from PSG, or same thing with Alvarez from Atletico. I just don't think that those are options.
I want Vinny, Gianni. I want Vinny, man.
I would take
But
Vinny.
Vinny would be too expensive, you know.
I don't think he'd be too expensive. Well, apparently we have all this money, so I really wouldn't care. So I would actually like us to splash the cash because it shows the direction. My problem with Vinny is that if we get Vinny of the last 2 years, then he's going to be fucking useless for 100 million. We're getting Vinny from 2 years ago that just helped Real Madrid do 2 doubles, win La Liga and Champions League in the same year twice in 3 years. I'm having that Vinny. But if it's Vinny of the last 2 years where he's been now the Brazilian version of Mbappe being a crybaby and shit, I don't want that. Because that
point,
you don't need that.
Point for me is like, just get Arteta off the transfers. We bought Andrea Berta in for a reason. He's mafioso bad boy, yeah. For him to get to Don Dada, like I mentioned to you before, Johnny, in our last stream, we need to win the Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? But to start with, you know, step one, phase one, Fane Margins guys and all of that shit, like we need to, you know.
Do you know what? This is fair.
On them transfers.
This is not to cut you off, but
no.
On your point, I would give Arteta the defenders. You can sign defenders, but the midfield and attack that'll be Bar, not you. You're not the guy for it. In my
I'm
opinion.
not even a compromise kind of guy, but if that was the deal that was being offered and it was the, you know, the final step to get us over the line of the Champions League, you know, win back-to-back titles, which we should. Let's be real. We if we don't win the Champions League next season, we definitely need to win back-to-back league titles. Because I went to the parade, I saw you, Jam Boy, and all that shit. It was fire. It was absolute fire, and I came late as well. As you know, Rasheen, I came late. Do you know what I'm saying? Imagine next year, bro. This time next year, bro. We want this shit every fucking year. Do you know what I'm saying? And why not? We're a big club, like you said, Gianni. If we're meant to be this elite level club, we need to be signing top players, and any squad fillers, they need to be up to standard as well. Zolis, I agree. He's basically a Greek Marquinhos, bro. And I'm talking the right mid that was crying after he scored his first goal for Arsenal in the fucking Europa League. I think it was against Zurich as well. No, thank you, and not for 40 mil as well. We'd be better off, not signing him and promoting Dowman and Ethan. Do you know what I'm saying? Why are we going for a backup? The shit.
Would you keep Trossard instead?
I'd rather keep him than buy Zolis. Yeah, all day. I'd rather keep Martinelli than Solis, because at least with Martinelli, we know he's not going to be a regular, but he can do a job, innit? And it won't cost us any more than. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but see, even having this conversation, even having this type of conversation of who you would keep and who you would keep and who you would sell, this is part of the thing that needs to change if our mentality as a big club is going to change. If you're a for real big club, again, I use all these different, other clubs in the past. AC Milan didn't give a shit. If AC Milan wanted to make sure that they were going to win, or if Inter Milan wanted to make sure they were going to win, they splashed the cash and went out and got the player and didn't give a rat's ass about that, about being cheap or everything else. You can't. This is a situation where two things cannot be true at the same time. If you have all this money that you supposedly have, then why are you holding back? That's what we were used to when we were being told that we got to pay a stadium off and all this other bullshit, that we didn't have the money to properly compete. Well, now you have the money. So if it's true that you have the money and you're trying to be truthful with us, then go out and spend the money and go get the top players, and we'll have the conversation of who we keep after we've already got them. Because you don't want to run into a situation where, we claim we have the money, but then you get into a bidding war. I'm sorry, love Arsenal to death, but if you get in a bidding war with Real Madrid or Barcelona, those are the two teams that every single professional player, both current and retired, all say you can't turn those phone calls down. So you need to be proactive and get the business done now and splash the cash if you got it. Otherwise, stop telling us that we're having, all-time revenue streams and we're promising war chests and all this. Just stop all that bullshit then, if that's going to be the case.
And then we've got cash flow problems.
This transfer window needs to be the one where we make a statement.
Yes. Facts.
100%, man. 100%. We move people. Now this guy that I'm gonna show right now, he didn't live up to the standards. I'll be honest. I'm gonna get straight to it, people. He didn't live up to the standards. Do you know what's crazy as well? Me and Nats, we were watching. We did a show on Zubimendi. You remember that one? Elite show. We were watching some clips and everything of him. He had some long balls, if you remember, a little bit of line breaking part. We didn't see none of that at Arsenal. We didn't see long balls. We didn't see no line breaking passes. No, the good things that he's good at, we didn't really see. I think he started off a bit strong, maybe you could say strong, decent, the first 5 games. And then it was just a 5 out of 10 every game. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just 5 out of 10. I thought Zubimendi's some kind of, Spanish players, bro. We all agree here. Spanish midfielders are different, like different from the whole world. They're just different. Zubimendi didn't give me that. And he just played like a 5 out of 10 average player. He just didn't live up to the hype. I'd bench him. I'd keep him, but I'd bench him. Jez?
Tricky. I just don't think the player meets the playing style of Arteta. Under a different manager, he could be a lot different. But we know what Arteta likes to do. His playing style is proven it this year. For me, for the betterment of the player, I'd sell him.
Oof. How much would you accept, Jez? How much would be acceptable? What bid?
I don't know. How much do we spend on him?
60 plus mil. I think it's like 65.
Something like that.
65.
50 plus adds on. Is it 55 plus adds on or 50 plus adds on?
And his wages are not even that bad. It's 75k. So we can definitely sell him. He's not on high wages in this day and age.
Would we get 50 million for him? I don't know. But to me, I just don't think he's ever going to find the levels under Arteta. Different manager, possibly totally different.
Jezza, do you agree with this one? Not to cut you off, but this one's good. I don't think we will sell him. We are not that cold. Bench him, use him as an 8, not a 6. What do you think of that one?
Possibly.
He's definitely not a 6.
No, he's definitely not a 6. Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. That is a good shout. But will Arteta get the best out of him? That's my problem. That is my problem. So are we going to hang on to a player and he doesn't make that level? Then I always like to think for the betterment of the player. If that player can be sold and we get money for him, good money, 50 million, 55 million, from another club, maybe he'll go back to Spain. I don't know, but he may flourish at somewhere else, because I just think this manager is the wrong manager for him. He's I just don't.
So you think he's decent, Jez, but under this manager, he can't really.
Yeah. No, I've seen stuff about him before he joined Arsenal, and he looked for quality. And when we bought him, I thought, wow, here we go. But I've just not seen it come out of him, and I think that is purely and simply down to the style of play of Arteta. And for that reason, for the player's sake, I would sell him.
Fair enough. Rob?
Yeah, my original reaction when I was sort of thinking about this before, like earlier on in the week, what I do for the players was to sell. But like the more I've thought about it, the more I'm going to go for bench, I think. Look, he does look often uncomfortable, often out of his depth, seems to struggle with the sort of rough and tumble of the Premier League. We know what he's like when he gets pressured, but all these things I'm saying are in the context of him being more in the 6th position than in the 8th position, sort of to PT Gooner's point. So I'm kind of willing to give him another season just to see if he can acclimatise a bit better to the Premier League, but appearing in an 8 role rather than in a 6 role. Because I think, like for me as well, if someone's going to play in the 6, like just for me personally, he's too slight. You know, we need someone who's stronger playing in that position. Like he's just, you know, too kind of like small. He's just not strong enough, basically. I mean, he's almost next door to Fabio Vieira. I know Vieira's very slight, but I mean, he's along those same lines. He's made kind of more for La Liga, really, for me, especially if you're going to play him as a 6. But yeah, I would bench him. I would keep him more as a squad player who can help out in the cups, but in the 8 position, not as a 6.
Fair enough. Jam.
Yeah, agree with what Rob said. I think what we've got here is another situation of Jose Antonio Reyes. God rest his soul. But like, he come to Arsenal. We had a good first season, and then he got homesick, and he just didn't want to be here. I've got a feeling that Zubimendi is missing his surroundings. Because when he first come in, the first sort of 6-7 games, he was really good. He was scoring really good goals. He looked confident. And I just think that he might be missing his natural surroundings and maybe not enjoying it in England as much. If that's the case, I think we should just sell him and let him go. And there's also the international version of Zubimendi, who I watch, and I think he's brilliant when he's playing for Spain. Probably because he plays a bit further up than in the 6. I don't see him as a 6. I see him more as an 8. If he isn't homesick and that's not an issue, I would keep him and bench him for next season because he's only had the 1 season. I'd give him another season to see how he goes. But yeah, he'd become ineffective. But that's because he's playing in a position I don't think he should be playing. But I would definitely have him as a backup 8 or in the 8. So I'll end it on there. Yeah, I'll give him another season and bench it. But if it is the first thing I said, then you need to offload him. You can't keep a player that's homesick. You know. So
fair enough. Nats.
Yeah, I'd sell him straight. Like for me, yeah. Like whether he's homesick or not, what I've seen of him this season. Yes, we can talk about Arteta's utilising him in a 6 rather than an 8. We all know he's not a 6. We all know he's not that type of player. We heard it from the fans this season just gone, like, oh, he could be our new Rodri and all of that. Nowhere near the level. Nowhere near. Like, defensively, he ain't got it. To me, I would take it a step further, Jam Boy. This smacks of Granit Xhaka, you know, Basque edition. Do you know what I'm saying? Where when he goes forward, and the main difference is he's shorter, more nimble. He's got a shot on him. He can spray that long ball, like you mentioned, Rashid. But for me, this manager's not going to play him as an 8 on a regular basis. Even if he goes back to 22-23 ball, there's just going to be so many holes in our midfield, exposing, you know, our defense. You know, our defense is going to be run ragged. And a big part of why this league title was a lot closer than it should have been was because of Zubimendi. Do you know what I'm saying? Just leaving massive gaps, and Declan Rice trying to cover for him. You know, cover for Odegaard at times, even Ebery Eze. I'm gonna be real. As much as I rate him, like, you know, he's not the pressing kind, and look, I hear it, but at the same time, for me, the reason why I think we should sell Zubimendi and ultimately leave it at this, right? Even though we got him for 65 mil, he's on 75k a week. Yeah. In this day and age, you can easily shift a player for that. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if we lose 5 or 10 mil, 15 mil even.
How much do you think we'll get for him, Nats?
I'd say we get 50 mil, especially because he's a Premier League winner and all of that shit. And he's played a number of games. We can definitely get at least 50 mil. And to be honest, even a Real Sociedad, as an example, but any other team in La Liga that's got 50 mil, they can pay them wages. Do you know what I'm saying? Atletico for damn sure. Yeah, for damn sure. All of them kind of teams. If Sevilla weren't in their financial struggles and Valencia weren't, you know, in their shit situation, like they would take him. They would take him, and even with the wages. But for Sevilla and Valencia, it's not the wages; it's the transfer fee in it for them. That's the only difference. For me, If he is homesick, for damn sure. But even if he isn't, regardless, I would sell him. We got Mars Lewis Skelly. He should be starting anyway. And to be honest, for half of what we paid for Zubimendi, I'd rather go out, just as an example, I would rather go out and get a Kefram Turam from Juve with all their fucking financial problems in it. Get him for 30 mil, give or take.
Yeah.
Be much better. And it will make Mars Lewis Skelly a better player as well. Just as an example. Just as an example. Because Zubimendi on 60 mil, you know, you're expecting him to play every single game. But if Arteta's going to persist with the way that he's playing, or just persist with utilising him as a 6 and not an 8, even if we go more attacking, not gun-ho, but like 22, 23, fully evolved with our defence, it still doesn't work. So for me, get rid, you know, and Granit Xhaka 2.0 en la basura, bruv. It is what it is. Good
player. He's not
very,
a player that I'd worry about if he went. He's not.
Very good player. Very good player, but he can't defend in that midfield. He's not a defensive midfielder. Never has been. Right. Let's be honest. You don't need guns to tell us all that. Do you know what I'm saying? Even the clips that I saw, I could tell you he's not a DM. He's not a number 6.
Yeah, that's facts.
He's definitely not he's definitely not a midfield 4. That's obviously Decker's, isn't it?
Yeah, where he drops it to the centre back.
He's more of a 10 than a 6.
Yeah,
probably
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I think he's not creative enough
for the 6.
Yeah, I think he's a good number 8, just a good number 8 that you put on the bench. Sometimes bring him on, sometimes no. He plays Carabao Cup, FA Cup. You know, he's kind of in the team, and he you know, if he's playing well, he starts. Simple as. But you know, Arteta ain't gonna do that. Caps is saying that Zubi doesn't smell danger. Facts. Right. He doesn't smell danger. He doesn't. His mind is more attacking than defending. You can't be playing someone in a DM. Do you know what I'm saying? PT's saying crazy how Arteta's limits Rice capabilities to help his little boy Zubi. So we have 2 midfielders not playing to their full abilities. I think it's not just the midfielders, it's the whole forwards, but we're just talking about the midfielders today. That's why. Gianni, what do you think of this one?
I agree with Nat. Get rid of him. I mean, here, I'll make it easy for you. If it brings the transfer fee down, use him and money to go get Tonali and call it a great day.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yep.
If the guy's not homesick and doesn't want to go back to Spain, to put him together with maybe 30, 35 million and go to Newcastle and say, here's our offer for Tonali. Because the thing with me is this. We brought you in for a total amount. I think if it's euros, I think it's over 70 million euros is what we paid for this guy. So you brought a 70 million euro player. You need to be starting every day, and you need to be making a positive impact at least 80 to 85% of the time if you're going to be a part of the team when you're gonna go forward and try to win titles. He didn't do that. Let's just call it a spade a spade. He didn't do that. The kid that everybody was assuming that was now going to get sold with some of those transfer reports from Fabrizio about a month and a half ago. Let's all be honest here. The change from Zubimendi to Lewis Skelly is what won us the Premier League, because the fluidity of the offense from being able to move the ball from Rice into the positions. Just look at Saka and Trossard, for example. They were in much more forward positions when they were getting the ball to create more opportunities for us in the last 5 games with Lewis Skelly in the middle than Zubimendi. The ball is too stagnant. It's not moving forward enough with Zubimendi and Rice sitting next to one another. The ball is not moving forward enough with either one of them. It's more this, and then you throw Odegaard in there, you have the sideways trifecta bullshit. So no, Zubi for me is cool if he's going to be a bench player for a number 8, if he's cool with doing that. But again, a 70 million euro player 9 times out of 10 wants to get monster minutes. He's going to start complaining to where now you got a problem potentially in the locker room. For me, I'd get rid of him, because if you're telling me that you can get Tonali for maybe him 35, maybe upwards of 40 million, I'm taking that. And now you got Tonali and Rice going forward. You got a way more cohesive unit together now of Rice. Guess what? We love you. Yeah, you ran a lot of miles last year. You're not doing that this year. Be the cleanup man, pick up the loose ball in the midfield and give it to Tonali, and now we get the offense going at a faster pace. And Skelly, expect to get monster minutes being played off the bench in the 8 position. So for me, I'm with Nat. I don't think you keep Zubamendi. I think you get rid of him.
And we get Tonali.
Fair enough, man.
And then that means Man United don't get him. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Man United are now playing champs football as well. Like they're doing Ollie.
I think Man United are getting Fernandes, no?
They might.
They getting Fernandes?
They probably will, Rashid. They probably will. And if they get him, fair enough. But out of him and Tonali, I'm getting Tonali, bro. And I'd rather get Kefram Turam than Fernandes for me personally. Do you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So and we could get him for less money as well, like I mentioned earlier. So whether it's Turam, whether it's Tonali for a bit extra money, and like we've all alluded to, we've got the money. We've got the money. There's no more paying off the stadium. The Kroenkes did that anyway. The Kroenkes did that pretty much as soon as they became full owners. Stan and Josh was there at Selhurst Park, you know, when we lifted that trophy and shit, yeah? Big expectations, you know, bigger things are guaning, as we say. Do you know what I'm saying? Rashid, do you know what I'm saying?
Fact.
And when you got bigger expectations, you have to fucking deliver, innit? You have to deliver. Yeah. We can't have passengers, bruv. And if you got a manager, okay, he's the only manager that's won the Prem now, officially, because Pep's gone. Cool. But it don't stop. We don't stop. No, did he? We don't stop, bruv. You have to keep going. Yeah, can't stop. You have to keep going, bruv. Because let's be real, and I'll say this very quickly, yeah? We don't win the league. Unless we win the Champions League, if we don't win the league, even if we win a couple of cups, like the FA and the League Cup, like City did this season just gone, for me, as an elite club, that's failure. Yes, it's not complete failure, but for me, we haven't achieved our major objectives. Do you know what I'm saying? We can't have a fucking
and we're late.
Winning the league.
And we're late, and that's in it. Like the target date was
exactly. We can't have Maresca winning a league title. You know, Xabi Alonso at Chelsea, hell fucking no. Do you know what I'm saying? No. Unai Emery at Villa, outside chance, etc., etc. Like, we have to stamp our authority right here, right now. Fatboy Slim seconds, we've got to stamp our authority. So get rid of him, bring in Tonali or bring in Kefram Turam. If Zubamendi ain't homesick, you know, we could do a swap deal with Newcastle. Newcastle will need another midfielder. So
they'll take him. They'll probably take him, you know. They'll probably take him.
They'll take him. 75k a week. And they can.
Do you think Zubamendi would accept? Do you think Zubamendi would accept?
If he's not homesick, he would. If he's not homesick, he would.
Yeah. It's like the same thing. It's like the same thing with their conversation with Calafiori. I mean, how dumb are you to come out and say you got unfinished business at Rome? Like, for me, that the fact that he said that twice now. He said that after the debacle that Italy had against Bosnia in the World Cup qualifier, and he said it earlier in the year. So, like, for me, he's another guy. If you're homesick or you even dumb enough to come out and say shit like that, get the fuck off the team. That means you're not going to give your all for this team.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mourinho wants him.
If you're going on about being homesick, or if he is, let's just say hypothetically he is, that just shows mental weakness that we don't need. We don't need a player like that in the team anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're on 75k a week. I mean, you're not exactly. Do you know what I mean? I know England's weather's a bit shit, and there's other things about this country that aren't so great. But I mean, you know, to be like fucking moaning in that context is just craziness, man. I don't know.
I agree.
We don't need someone like that.
I agree.
Fair enough. The next guy is an absolute monster, people. Absolute monster of a DM. Now, he's a Gilberto Silva. He's not a Vieira. Nats, you know what I'm talking about.
I hear it. I hear it. Yeah.
You man are gassing him like he's No. He's good at set pieces. That's kind of like special. That's a special trait. But he's a Gilberto Silva cleanup crew. Yeah. That's what you do. Cleanup crew, bro. Stay outside the club, clean up. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. Loose balls, like Gianni said, keep it moving. You know, you get the ball, please keep it moving. You know, I don't want you to be dilly-dallying on the ball. I don't want you to be driving with the ball because he doesn't have that creativity. But when it comes to the defensive work, monster, people. Monster. Keep, bro. Absolute monster. And a captain as well. He's a captain as well. So I told you the pros and the cons. You know what I'm saying? But if you man are gassing him to be Vieira, no. Vieira's way more technical. Way more technical. Jez will probably talk about that as well after we ask him. Jez, Rice, keep or sell? Bench.
Sell.
Knew that was coming.
That is classic.
He's a given, mate. He's an absolute given. And great player. Stalwart this season and playing through adversity with an injury. You can't ask for more than that, my friend. And you could see towards the end of the season how he was trying to get that team going.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than a certain other captain we've got. So for me, he should be the captain next year. And if he's not, I think it would be a bloody disgrace. But he's an absolute keeper, mate. Absolute keeper. No doubt about it.
Fair enough. Rob.
I don't know where any comparison to Vieira could come from. I mean, they play midfield. I mean, if you've watched, that's about it. I mean, if you've watched Vieira for any length of time, if you watch either of them for any length of time, if you've watched Vieira, for many seasons, like I did when I was younger, like we all did, I can't see any way that they're comparable at all. Like you said, Vieira is so much more technical and just a completely different kind of style of playing. Obviously keep him. He has to be dropped back into the six to give him some reprieve from this season, because he can't be doing what he's been doing last season going into the new season. Because even him, the only reason I think that he's kind of survived like this is just as a fucking machine, isn't he? He's just he's a proper, big athlete. But that's not sustainable. I mean, he's been able to sustain it longer than most would, but I mean, I don't see another season of the same thing. I don't see him surviving another season of the same thing. So whoever I will maybe get to who we could put by him a bit later in the show, but whoever is in that 8, he has to be in the 6, maybe as a pivot, whatever at best, but there's no way he should be having the same role this season. Dropping back into the 6, like you say, he's elite at that cleanup job. Comparison to Gilberto is much better for me. Absolutely love him. Definitely keep him.
Defo.
I can't see how anybody can compare Rice to Vieira.
I laughed when I heard that. I was like, what?
That automatically tells you they're not real Arsenal fans, because how do you misprofile one of your greatest players of all time and they don't have anywhere near the same amount of quality, especially on the ball?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Rice is a bad player. He's an excellent player.
Mm-hmm.
They're two totally different types of player.
Yep.
And I'm amazed if these are Arsenal fans saying comparing Rice to Vieira, then they obviously have never seen Patrick Vieira play, and they certainly don't know fuck all about football, because there's no comparison between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely none whatsoever, and that's the most stupid. Whoever said that, or those that said it, you really need to watch more football. Seriously.
Yep.
100%. I mean, even talking about it's crazy. But these people are saying he's the best midfielder in the world and everything. I don't think you understand what a midfielder does. I really don't think you understand completely what a midfielder does. But anyway, keep. He's an absolute legend, bro. Absolute legend. Nats.
I thought you were going Jam Boy next.
Sorry, Jam. Sorry, Jam. Apologies. Yeah. Hello. Sorry. My bad.
Ghost God.
Sorry, man. Absolute legend. Jam, keep, sell, bench.
That's cool. Of course, is a keep. I'd definitely play him in the 6. Make him captain. Probably our most important player, in my opinion. I think he's the most important player. It's arguable. You could say Saliba or Gabriel, but I think Rice is the most important player in this team. He's not like a Vieira. He's definitely more like a Gilberto Silva. I think in terms of attributes, he is one of the best midfielders in the world. I wouldn't say he's the best, But in terms of his attributes, I mean, in that 6, if you play him as a lone 6, he's clearing up everything that comes his way. His ball retention is the best, one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In the way he just hunts them down.
Best in the world.
clears
Let's
them
be
out.
honest. Best in the world when it comes to that.
I don't know another player that regains the ball back like he does. I mean, you can play him on his own and he just goes and clears up. It's like bang, balls one back. That's what I want him doing. When he plays in the 8s, he's running too much, up and down, up and down, up and down. If he sits in the 6 and stays in the 6, when we attack, he's got a chance to get a bit of rest, you know. So I just that's where I want to see him play. But yes, 100% keep. Brilliant signing.
100%, man. Nats.
Yeah, I just want to make something really clear because I have mentioned this before. The only reason why I even remotely put Declan Rice in the same breath as Vieira, it was only defensively. Like in terms of on the ball, nowhere near. So I agree in terms of Gilberto is the better comparison, but in terms of purely defensively, there's similarities, but obviously with other qualities,
going forwards, the difference.
I just want to make that clear because I know there'll be people in the comments say, "Oh, you mentioned him in the same breath." I know.
Vieira was box to box.
Yeah,
Vieira was box to box, where Rice is more of a 6.
Obviously, I keep Declan Rice. That goes without saying. But for me, it's like, and the reason why I've said he's a number 4 is purely on the defensive front, innit?
Yeah.
Because we saw what Patrick Vieira did defensively. Now going forward on the ball, different gravy. He's a one-man midfield. Declan Rice is not a one-man midfield, but he can sit there in front of the defence because he came up through the ranks as a centre back, and he does that job probably better than anyone on the planet. Do you know what I'm saying? He does the cleanup. But what I want to see from him this season, now that I've cleared that up, is less running. I don't want him to cover for fucking Zubimendi. I don't want him to cover for Odegaard, and all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And we'll get to him shortly. But for me, sitting in that number 4, could play number 6, but not. For me personally, if he plays it on his own, like a Rodri, for example, with less tech, again, not for me. I think when he's
are you like Kenny Ken? Do you agree with Kenny Ken when he says that he's bad on the half turn and he can't play that number 6 for that reason because of?
In a way, yeah. In a way, like solely as a number 6 in terms of all attributes. But because the thing is with Declan Rice, he's got his signature 41, but he definitely knows about Vieira and looks up to him, which is fine. But you could tell even while doing extra yards for Zubimendi and that, and Odegaard and other players, etc., in the front line, that he wants to play like him, but he'll never be that level. There's no similarity. Outside the defence, there is no similarity to Patrick Vieira, of course. But even like Gilberto Silva, it's a better comparison. And like I said earlier, I agree with that. But it's like, if he plays to his strengths, and you have Miles Lewis-Skelly, or we get a Tonali or a Kefram Thuram next to him, if there's an opportunity for him to spray the odd ball, not doing it like every single game thinking he's like the dog's bollocks in it, as we say over here. Do you know what I'm saying? Then I'm cool with that, innit? But I don't want him to be doing that box crashing, box to box kind of thinking he can do it all in midfield, because not only is he going to burn out, he's going to break down. And even if he's injured for a month or two, we want to retain this title and win the Champions League. Even just for next season, we can't afford him to do that. We can't afford him to do that. He needs to be playing every single fucking game. No bullshit. Just stick to what you're great at. Know and understand what you're great at. If there's an opportunity to go forward, go forward. Of course, go forward. But that's not your go-to. That's not your main objective. Just protect that back 4, release that ball quick like that, whether it's a Tonali, Lewis-Skelly, Thuram, any other midfielders, do you know what I'm saying, that can support him, you know, do your set pieces and all that, because it's about time he scores another free kick, because even Szoboszlai has scored more free kicks recently. So, you know, outside of that, just stick to what he's doing. After the World Cup, be well rested in it. Get your couple weeks, 3, maybe 4 weeks, like basically a month off. That's what I would do anyway. Same with Bukayo Saka, which we'll get into another video, and then just like you know, just keep things ticking over. Do you know what I'm saying? Because everyone was seeing Zubimendi as that guy, the guy to tick things over in that midfield, and he's clearly not that guy. Declan Rice is not that guy either. Martin Odegaard ain't that guy for damn sure as well. He's just there, number 4 in midfield, just to secure that back line and release the ball quick time to our more attacking midfielders and to our forwards. And he's a set piece option. That's exactly what it is, plain and simple. And I don't need to add anything more to that. But yeah,
no, I agree.
Well said, man.
I'm sure.
Well said and well put. Gianni, I honestly believe that Rice and Odegaard are one of the biggest reasons why we don't score a lot from open play. I think we were 4th from open play. I think Man United, Liverpool, and City scored 60, by the way, from open play. I think we scored 39. I think they are the reason why, because everything starts from the midfield, in my opinion. We are going to go, you know, into the forwards when we get to them, but we need to blame the midfield first. What do you think? Rice, keep, sell, bench?
Keep. Like Nat says, if you limit strictly to an old school English number 4, I think that's the perfect role for him. Because let's be honest, when he played in the 8, what fantastic creativity did he really have when he was dribbling the ball forward? I mean, the game, that run where we had the draws, where it was Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, and Wolves, the guy was running up the pitch the whole time. He gets in the box and he's like this. He's fucking lost. He's not supposed to be up there, you know? So for me, you just keep him in the defensive role and you're fine. And like we said, just get better quality around him. Again, the last 5 games, look at how much more comfortable he was just controlling the game and dictating it from the defensive side. And Skelly's the one that was making moves throughout the pitch to try to get to carry the ball forward a little bit to allow Trossard and Saka in better positions in the offensive phase of the game. So for me, I think you keep him. I mean, really, outside of Vitinha, who's a better 6 than him when he's actually playing the defensive role? So, yeah, he may not be able to do the half turn and all this other stuff, but at the same time, there's other issues going on with how the team is set up for a half turn to be a problem. You know, how many times have we got on your show and everybody else's show and talked about the fact that the fullbacks were higher up the pitch than the damn wingers were? If you're on a half turn and you're on an island and the only 2 guys you can pass the ball to is Gabriel and Saliba, well, yeah, okay, you're going to put yourself under pressure because you can't do that, but you've also limited your options of who you can pass the ball to. You know, there's nothing wrong with a number 6 having his back towards the midfield, getting on the ball and giving it out to a fullback to get the ball moving forward. The ball will eventually come back to the middle. There's other ways to do this, but at the same time, again, this is why you need him as the 6 and have somebody who's better on the ball to maybe make those necessary moves and just leave the simple stuff to him and win the ball back. I think it's pretty self-explanatory with Rice. And I'll just say this before I end. Rice and Raya deserved Player of the Year way more than Bruno Fernandes did. Way more than Bruno Fernandes. I don't care if you broke the record for assists. I really could give a rat's ass about that. Because at the same time, had Man United not pulled the trigger, you wouldn't have got them assists because of Carrick. So let's just call it for what it is. Rice and Raya went the full season. Fernandes was not a full season of what he was doing. I think Rice or Raya should have won the Player of the Year. That's my opinion.
Not facts, 100%, man. Absolute legend. Big up Lee for the raid. Big up Lee for the raid, and welcome to everyone that joined from Lee Gunner's stream. Sub to me and the team. Big up to every one of you, man. Yeah, we're gonna move on to this one. This guy, we've been calling for this guy. Every one of us, everyone from the team. I know was calling for this guy. A lot of people actually were calling for this guy to play.
Yep.
I don't know why it took so long. I can't wrap my head around it. I'm just thinking about it, and I don't know how it took so long for this guy to look at the midfield, because the midfield is one of the biggest reason. Everything starts from the midfield. Like I said, we'll get to the forwards afterwards. But Rice and Odegaard and Zubimendi playing in that midfield was one of the biggest reasons why we didn't score from open play like we should have. A first team place should always be scoring from at least close to the second team. I mean, Man City scored 60 goals from open play. We scored 39. You see the difference here? Like, there's a huge difference. Liverpool scored more. Man United scored more, even with the problems. Do you know what I'm saying? So, not knowing that Lewis Skelly's going to change, he's our baller, bro. This guy's my baller. Keep. I will get someone else, obviously, to fight over the number 8 position, because I believe in competition. I believe in it. But is this guy a baller? Strong. He's got a bit of tech. Good on the half turn. Can defend. What more do you want? Baller. My baller, Skelly. But yeah, I don't want to see him in the left back. I put him in the midfield. So, do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to see him in the left back. Left back's not him. Jez, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, definite keep, man. I wanted him to start more, but he's definitely not a left back. His natural position for me is midfield. So, you know, when we saw him come on, he performed. You could see he was playing with ambition, and that's what we want. That's the sort of player we want. He's young, he's raw, but he's ambitious. And that's the sort of player that I want to see. So, yeah, he's a definite keeper for me.
100%, man. Rob?
Yeah, man, definitely keep. It was great to see him eventually, belatedly, get some time in midfield. I mean, I remember seeing him for the first time a few years back now. I want to say it was the friendly against Barcelona, which was like 4-3 to someone a few years ago, but it might not have been that. But I remember texting my mate after, so I didn't know too much about him. I remember texting my mate saying, fuck, this guy, Miles Lewis Skelly's sick. Look out for him. And my mate didn't know him. And then obviously he sort of come into the team, albeit at left back the next season. And yeah, he definitely doesn't need to be going back into left back unless there's some sort of absolute disaster of some kind. But yeah, keep him in there. Get someone else in the 8, whether it's Tonali or whoever it is, like you say, get the competition there. But I want to see him in the team more. I don't want to see him being a squad player. I don't want to be, I don't know what the answer is, but like keep stroke bench. I don't want to see him on the bench too much, though. I want to see him really try to get integrated into the team. I love the way when he gets the ball, his first instinct is his head is up. He's looking for options. He's moving forward. He just gets everything started. Like you said, you start from the midfield, and he's a classic player of ours to do that. He's just got that instinct just to go forward straight away, not to. Yes, of course, if he's under pressure, he's not. And yet, this is the other thing as well. If he's under pressure, he can pass, but he's got the ability to get back past people. People bounce off him. He's got that strength, and he's not even 20 yet, is he? He's still only a teenager. He's still only 19. I think his birthday's in October. I think I remember reading. So yeah, keep all day, man. We need to sort of like get this midfield a lot more dynamic next season, give it a lot more thrust. And then, he can be a key component for that for me.
100%, man. 100%. Jam.
Yeah. A big reason why we won. Well, I believe we did win our last 5 games, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. He's one of the reasons. I mean, if you've got Zubimendi in there or Odegaard playing, I don't think we get them 5 wins. I think he's a brilliant little player. I want to, as it stands now, without any income, because we ain't done the transfer window yet. But as it stands right now, he would be my starting 8 next season. So 100% keep. Towards the end of the season when he come in, he was brilliant, absolutely outstanding. I think he deserves it. So I would 100% keep him. I'll keep it short with the ones that are guaranteed for keeping for me. So yeah, keep him.
Fair enough. Nat.
Starting.
Yeah, for me, clear keep. Like either way, if like I mentioned earlier, and Gianni's mentioned as well, if we get a Kefram Turam and Tonali, I would still keep him. But considering he's coming up to 20, if his birthday is in October, same as mine, and it is what it is. It's not really saying much, for me personally, but look, it is what it is, like October baby, it is what it is. But still, for me, we were crying out for him to play in midfield all fucking season. And yes, Arteta finally got it over the line, but he is one stubborn bastard. He really fucking is. He really fucking is. Even the toppest of top gooners, even the overly positive and all of that shit,
they'll agree with you on this one.
Towards the end, we're calling for Miles Lewis-Skelly to start in midfield, and then he did it, and again because he had to, because he knew if he didn't, we would have lost that league title. Playing Zubimendi in that midfield. For me, that tells you everything that you need to know. This guy is not a left back. I don't want to see him at left back, just like I want to see Calafiore and La Basura. Do you know what I'm saying? In a different way, he can go to Real Madrid. If Mourinho, if it's true that what Fabrizio Romano's saying, and Mourinho loves Calafiore so much, they can have him. They can have him for 50 mil. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't even drive, but I'll find a way to drive his ass to Real Madrid right here, right now, bruv. Do you know? I'll find a way, bruv. I always find a way, innit? So, but with Lewis-Skelly, I don't want to see him playing in left back ever again.
Facts.
Ever again. Because the reason why he wasn't playing for the longest is because this manager was playing him at left back. And it took him damn near a whole fucking season to realise he's a midfielder. And that he's magically solved our issues. Hello, yeah? Like, we were telling you for the longest, even before this season.
Nelson in the chat is saying it was good management of time.
Good management. Good fucking management. Get the fuck
Based
out
on
of
what?
it. Like,
He got there in the end.
Nelson. No. How many times has this manager learned too late? He got away with it this season. He's not getting away with it next season because there's no Pep now. If you don't win the league, you can't say, oh, but City were too good. Oh, Pep's a genius. Oh, this and that. And even, I'll take it one step further, yeah? Even though Luis Enrique and PSG are the best team on the planet, best manager on the planet, we limited them to one goal, bruv. We limited them to one goal. You could say we had the better chances at certain points in that game, yeah? We shut it down. But the reason why we didn't win that final is because we didn't fucking attack. He literally played not even at like prime time Sam Allardyce ball. He wasn't even playing Moise ball. He was literally playing not even Pulis ball, because Pulis knew when to hoof it and when to not. Do you know what I'm saying? With the players that he had. Like, we were literally playing hoof ball in that second half. The defense wasn't the issue. This manager needs to know, realize, and understand right here, right now, yeah, that you have to get to a point now where you can trust that defense. Work on the attack. Bring in TT. Bring in Bobby Perez, even as an attack. I don't care, bruv. Just bring someone.
Yeah, TT's a good attacking manager, by the way.
Yeah, whether it's TT, whether it's Bobby Perez. Look, hell, I would even bring in Freddie Ljungberg because he was interim for us. Do you know what I'm saying? Even bring him as an attacking coach, as an example. Like, he'll get that attack.
Well, we've got a set piece coach. What we've got, a throwing coach, a defensive coach.
Everything apart from midfield and especially attacking coach. To be honest, yeah, if we don't have a midfield coach, but we just get an attacking coach that will help the midfielders and the attack going forward, I'll just settle for that. Not even just settle, I'll just take that. But get a TT, for me, like, we saw the pictures of Bobby Perez with Arteta, right? Yeah? Coincidence? I think not. And you guys know my thoughts on coincidences and all of that shit. Don't believe in it, yeah? Don't believe in it one iota. So if it is the case that Bobby Perez ends up being part of the coaching staff, yeah, our attack is automatically going to be better. Because no one can spin this shit saying, oh, but we're reigning champions. We took PSG to 120 minutes plus penalties, you know. We're so close. No. It's get over the line business. Yeah, back once again for the Renegade Master with the ill behaviour. And the ill behaviour, yeah, best believe, is that attack, bruv. Arteta needs to get as far away from the attack as possible, along with the transfers as well, I might add. Get him away from them fucking things, and we'll do the business. And part of that is making sure we keep Miles Lewis-Skelly and playing him in midfield. No left-back bullshit. Play him in midfield. Whether we get Tonali, Kefram Turam, or Adam Wharton probably won't happen because of the price tag. But someone of similar quality that we could get for less. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyone in that midfield that can complement Declan Rice, that will help Skelly. But either way, keep him. Keep him. The only reason why I would bench him is because we get someone better in midfield and he can learn from that, being 19 coming up to 20 years old. Do you know what I'm saying? And he'll be even better. He'll have more awareness in that midfield playing regularly. And he doesn't, because I'll end it on this. One of the things that Miles Lewis-Skelly needs to get out of his game, and I believe he will, because he is young, he's still learning, he's still growing as well, is that when he gets on the ball, when he's a bit further back, when he's in the middle of the park, or especially when he's in our own half, I think he divers on the ball a bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Diddly and dobbly.
Take too many risks.
Yeah, 100%.
He takes a bit of a risk, doesn't he?
If he does that shit when we're in the opposition half, I hear it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm more than willing to accept that, especially, him being a young player. But if you're doing that in the middle of the park and in our own half, especially against better opposition, never mind the PSG ilk, do you know what I'm saying? Or Bayern Munich to a degree, yeah? It's going to cause us issues. But again, we get an attacking coach and we get a midfielder that can actually, protect Declan Rice, create, make sure Rice does less running, and he elevates Skelly's game as well, where it's just like, oh shit. Competition. We need that. Exactly, Rashid. We need that competition, bruv. That's the bottom line. If we don't have that competition, we ain't retaining this league title, and we're definitely not winning that Champions League. But we are actually that close. But it's the fine margins, guys. Fine margins. Do you know what I'm saying? But in order to get over the line, rather than it just being the fine margins, yeah, we need to do what needs to be done, bruv. Thy will be done on earth as it is in turn 7, bruv. Cool runnings tip. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's what it is.
Legend. Nats, absolute legend, bro. Well said. Gianni, what do you think of this one?
Keep. If you don't get a top tier, if you don't get a proven 8 across any league in Europe, then I think he's, like what John Boy said, he's the starter next year. I mean, he listen, on top of the fact that I think he was one of the main reasons why we won our last 5 games, let's also be honest here. As a youngster, he showed up in that Champions League final. He was finding pockets to dribble around João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz and was causing them some problems. So if you're doing that at 20 years old when you haven't been given that much game time, I mean, yes, he played the 5 games leading up to it, but not a full season. You're seeing some confidence there, and he had a good game. I think the proof is in the pudding with him. Whether he, like I said, you go get a Tonali or you go get another top class 8 that's in front of him, I think that's the only player that would get over him in our squad. But if you don't get that, I'm fine with him starting next season. I thought him and Rice complemented each other very well. So for me, easy keep. And like you said, we've been ever since he made that run when he embarrassed the shit out of Atletico in the league phase of the Champions League, we were calling for this guy to play. And that's what, second or third game of the Champions league phase for us. He ran.
That's all we needed to see.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying, Gianni?
He did it. We've been calling for him to get starting minutes since that situation, and then nothing happened. He got a couple of left back starts, and he didn't look good. And then all of a sudden, he comes in the last 5 games, and he looks like a worldly kid now, a young up and coming top talent again, because he plays in his right position and he did well. So I think he's an easy bench right now, depending on who you go and get, but definitely easy starter too. If we get maybe like a Kefren Turam where we don't get a Tonali, he gets either or for me. But
totally agree. Yeah.
Or an Adam Wharton as well. but again, the price is, you know, it is what it is. Eddie Anderson and that, But I hear what you're saying.
This is, well said, man. Well said. Now, people, listen, this is Mikel Merino. We need to talk about this one. This one's tacky. I know this one's going to be tacky. Look, I would keep, if he is 5th choice midfielder, and to be honest, I want him as a striker. But just, you know, that 5th choice where we can kind of, I don't know, we're playing against Burnley, you know, any team that is, you know, bottom level, bottom half, and we need to plug him in maybe a game or two. Maybe we can play him as a striker sometimes. He's got sick attack positioning, bro. Attacking positioning, he's sick at it. I'll be real. I'm actually shocked. I feel like he's a good striker, but I can't put him as a striker because then you will lose. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a 3rd choice striker. Can I say that? Maybe a 3rd choice striker. But I don't want to see him in midfield, to be honest. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't want to see him in midfield. I don't think Moreno. But yeah, I'd obviously bench him to a 3rd choice striker. Yeah, that's what I would do. He's got great positioning, good in the air. You know, see what I'm saying? He's techie as well. You know, I don't know. He's a weird player. I don't think he should be playing in midfield. I think he should be a striker. I'll be honest. Jez. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd bench him, mate. He's good up top. I agree with you. I don't think he's all that in midfield. But yeah, I keep him up top. He's scored some nice goals. Let's be fair. And he's one for the future, possibly. So I'll keep him, but he'd be on the bench for me.
Fair enough. Now, Nelson, you're saying quality, versatile player. I hear that, but is he your midfielder? Is he the midfielder that you want? I don't know, bro. But striker, hell yeah. Striker, he's a good striker. I'll be honest with you. He's actually a good striker. Because versatile means that he can do a job, but I guess you could call that a job, innit? Rob.
Yeah, kind of echo what's already been said. I mean, like every team needs a kind of utility player. I mean, he could be genuinely clutch as well. Like he got late goals against Newcastle away, goals against Leicester. I can't remember. He got the 3rd goal against Real Madrid at home, which was obviously important to get that 3rd goal. Great aerial threat as well. Like you said, his awareness, like his positioning, his attacking positioning, awareness, and knowing where to be in his movement. Is actually really
elite,
good.
Isn't it? It's elite. It's good.
He's a very bizarre player. I can't really think of a comparable Arsenal player off the top of my head in the moment, like that I've seen. Really, he's a very weird, unique player. Obviously, the aerial threat with us from our corners. I mean, I would bench him. Obviously, keep him, bench him, use him as a utility player, like you say, in the sort of more Category C games. He can come in. I don't see why not. But mainly for me as well, I agree, mainly being utilized as a forward rather than as a kind of midfield. He can be a bit hit and miss in midfield. I'd much rather have him as a kind of like more unique sort of attacking threat coming off the bench. So I don't see any reason why not. We just bench him and keep him around.
No, fair enough. Jam, Caps is saying Merino spends more time on the floor rolling around in midfield, needs to be double pivot against the really poor teams. What do you think of that, Jam? And would you keep, sell, or bench?
Merino's a player that's grown on me since he come in. I think with him, I think he's got a bit of a likable character about him. I don't know what it is. I just think that when he first come in and he was playing in midfield, I didn't rate him at all. I'd be saying get rid of him now. But again, with Arteta landing on his feet, because of injuries up top, he ended up having to play a midfielder up front, and he put Merino up there, and he looked like a much better player. And again, like Zubimendi, Merino seems to be a lot better. This is like a worldie for Spain. But yeah, I agree with what you said, Rash. 5th choice midfielder. I don't really want to see him play in midfield, but as a sort of backup forward or striker, I'll definitely keep him and bench. Yeah, definitely. He has helped us out with some clutch moments at times, and he has grown on me a little bit. I don't think he's world class, but I do think he could be an important player for us in terms of a squad player. So I would keep him.
100%.
Bench,
yeah, 100%, man. Nats, what do you think of this one?
I think for me, yeah.
Are we going controversial? Now?
In a way, for me, the only way he stays is if he plays up front. I do not want to see him in midfield ever again, bruv. He's not that guy. Not at our level, especially where we're at now, right here, right now. He's not a midfielder. He's a striker that you bring on. You could argue with the way Gyökeres played in the final, he would have been a better option up front. I'm gonna be real, just for that final half hour or so. But for me, like, it's between him and Havertz for the bench. Do you know what I'm saying? But if Arteta's gonna find a way to put him in midfield, I'd get rid. I'm kind of torn in terms of, because Jesus needs to be out that fucking door. Period. Havertz, I would get rid, but he'll turn up in clutch moments. But at the same time, he's on 280k a week. The only good thing about Marino is he's not on anywhere near as much money as either of them two. And if you utilize him in the right way, up front, scoring the odd goals, off the bench, I think that's the best that he can do with where we're at right now. We've just won the league title. We're going to be favourites to retain that league title. We're going to be up there in the Champions League as well. I don't see how this guy plays in midfield. Logically, when you think about it, it shouldn't even be part of the conversation. But look, we're here. I think for me, if it's not him, then it's Havertz. Either one you could pick as like first reserve striker, because like you said, Rashid, he's great with his attack positioning. He's 6'2". He can head the ball very well. He can strike it decently when you supply him in the right way.
He's a shit house. You like a shit house, isn't it?
In certain games when we're struggling to get a goal, he does well. But again, you can't play him week in, week out, even up front. Do you know what I'm saying? He can't be a regular. But I'll give you this. If someone comes in for Mikel Merino, whether they want to utilise him in midfield or play him as like a second striker, I don't care, yeah? 40 mil, 30 mil, take it. And even 20 mil, I'll go as far as say, take it.
Fuck it, it's wages.
Yeah,
fucking Tesco meal deal.
That's not care.
Yeah, 100%. But even 20 mil, bro. Like, you might say that's controversial, Rashid, but for me, even 20 mil, yeah, that 130k off the wage bill, yeah. To be honest, I don't see this happening with Arteta, but with the way Balogun's been playing, if I was Andrea Berta, I was just like, look, yeah. You got it wrong with what's his face, Rob Holding, thinking he was better than Saliba. You ended up bringing Saliba back, and he became a mainstay. Why not bring back Balogun, bruv? Yes, he's going to cost more, but let's say, for argument's sake, we get rid of Mikel Merino for 30 mil, and then we bring back Balogun for, let's say, 40, 50 mil. Yeah, we put him on 100k odd a week. Yeah, he slots straight into the bench. Because Jesus ain't going to be here no more. Do you know what I'm saying? He's basically out the door. And then you just got Kai Havertz as the clutch player and all of that shit. So they'll both be on the bench. And then it just certain games. And then Balogun's great competition for Gyökeres on top of that as well. Because we've already seen, Gianna, you watched the game. I watched the game. Yes, it's Paraguay. Yeah, yes, they were shit. But Balogun's already shown, and we all know his qualities as well, on top of that, that he can score not only goals, but he can score great goals as well. Like, Havertz will score a few important goals at certain points, but he's not a regular goal scorer. Victor Gyökeres will score you regular goals if you utilise him correctly, but he lacks the fundamentals as an all-round footballer, innit? Balogun's a nice balance. Do you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like he's got the quality, but he'll get you goals as well, just as an option, and he won't need to settle down. So it is what it is. But for me, ultimately, Mikel Merino, the only way he stays is if he's up front, playing the odd games in the cup here and there. For me, he's not even bench; he's reserve. In certain games, he'll be bench, but if there's an offer of 30 mil, give or take, get rid. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of 50-50.
Hey, Topside is saying we have a 17.5% for Balogun. We'll just take the money from the sell. Is that possible? I don't know.
If that's the case. But again, like I said earlier, and I end it on this, right? If Andrea Mafioso Bad Boy Berta was here when we loaned out Balogun and then sold him, we would have at least got a buyback clause, possibly even a sell-on clause. And if we do have a sell-on clause, it would have been a lot better either way. So it's just like, for me, I'd bring it back. Bring it back like the loco, bro.
After that performance last night, I would not be against bringing back Balogun.
100%. 100%.
I mean, he was he was mustard. He was very good. But as Gianni said, Tillman absolutely bossed that game.
Yeah, he should have got 4, bro. Definitely a hat-trick. He should have got 4 last night. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guy's mustard. We know his qualities. He'll slot straight in.
Reno. Come on, guys, just waffling here.
Nelson is saying Eddie Nketiah is better than. I'm not gonna. That's rage bait. That's rage bait. That's rage bait, Nelson. Nelson, you're rage baiting us. You're doing it on purpose. You're doing it on purpose, bro. Gianni, what's your thoughts?
I'd get rid of him. How long was he injured for? What crucial point?
Nearly what? 6 months, 7 months? Was it 6 months? 7 months?
So we were without him for 6 months, and we still won the Premier League. What's the use for him? There's here your guy on Algeria, Gouiri or Amoura are better options for the backup or third string striker for Arsenal than this guy is. I'm sorry, like. Yeah, cool. He showed up when we need. He looked cool when he was the false 9 when we were injury depleted against Madrid 2 years ago, and he got a goal and everything else. But I mean, come on, man. I'm not a believer in this guy. Just not. I'll be honest with you.
Not even as a striker, Gianni.
No. I'm sorry. I want a striker in a striker's position. Yes. He does have these odd moments where he looks good there and everything else. But, I mean, at some point, you can't be having that many different profiles of strikers to try to play a similar brand of football if you're going to try to do that. That's just my personal opinion. If you already have a false 9 like Havertz, if you get stuck with keeping him, I don't see the point of having 2 of them. I'd rather have a different profile of striker for the third option as far as that. And yes, he's good in the air and he could possibly help out with corners. I'm sorry, man. If we're worrying about corner kicks still working when we got to throw a third team out there against some shit competition, I think we're looking way too much into it. So for me, I think I'd sell Merino.
Fair enough. Now this guy that's next, Odegaard.
I don't think this is a conversation here.
You know what it is. Like, you know what's crazy about Odegaard is that he's neat on the ball. He's like, when you watch him, he's got that little touch, but he's going nowhere. It's just going nowhere. I don't really see. You know what I'm saying? It's a roundabout. But because if you look at Turkey's dribbling and trying to find the pass. The idea is to create space. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, you're just not the guy. Odegaard, I think we kind of grew. What I'm saying, we're on a different level than. Do you know what I'm saying? I think we're on a different level, Odegaard. I can't lie. we have to sell, bro. Cash in on him. You know, we'll get proper money on this guy. You know, I feel like they'll come in and take him. You know, but yeah, I know. Do you know what it is? It's I don't believe he's a captain either. You know, I'm not even talking about the abilities now. Just as a captain, like as a personality, nah. I'm sorry, man. Bye. You know, you did your thing. You won a a Premier League. Well, you know what I'm saying? Move on, man. Move on. Sell all day long. Jez.
Do I have to answer it?
I kind of do. That's a bonus. You kind of do, Jez.
I'd just kick him out the Emirates, mate. He's absolute fucking dog shit. Right? He doesn't turn up. He's the most embarrassing Arsenal captain I've seen in 58 years. He's got no style of leadership. So yeah, therefore I'll keep him. No, I'm like, fucking get him out, man.
Jez, who if you had to go down the history, who would be the next shittiest captain that besides Odegaard?
Gallagher.
Yeah, good shout. Good
Okay.
shout. I'll tell you, he was a poor captain. He wasn't a captain for long. In '79, right? But Alan Sunderland, he was awful captain. He was awful.
Yeah.
He was captain for
Fair
about
enough.
and Terry Neal obviously saw it and thought, no, this ain't working out. And yeah, shocking.
Got it. Okay.
You hear that, people? History. Rob.
Yeah, I mean, Nelson in the chat there saying, you know, how can you get rid of the club captain after winning the title? I mean, I would ask you, what did Odegaard really do to contribute to that title win? Our best runs of form were without him and
West
Havertz
Ham.
in the
They'll
team.
probably tell you the West Ham game.
West Ham pass.
Yeah.
One moment in the whole
I think
season.
that's what they'll say. I'm just playing
A
devil's
blind
advocate.
squirrel.
No,
a
sure,
blind
sure.
squirrel found a nut. That's what happened there. A blind squirrel found a nut.
Yeah, what is the phrase? Even a blind pig finds an acorn now and then, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Stephen Clock is right.
so yeah,
twice.
the problem with this is, like, in reality, we know we're not going to sell him. We know that nobody's delusional enough to come in and pay that money for him. Maybe like as a very outside chance, like a Saudi team. I mean, obviously, I would sell him if we could get the money for him. But I think just with my sort of like literal hat on, just taking away the idealism side of things, unfortunately, we will have to keep him. And what I would do with him is I would just, you know, when you're 2-0 up and you want to see a game, you want to make the game shit. And like you want to make it like boring. You want to put people to sleep.
Control the game.
Yeah, perhaps
That's
you
what
could
they
just
think.
bring him on with like 15 minutes left to just like send everyone to sleep, bore everyone to death.
But don't you
If
think
you
he's
want
too
someone to come
expensive
on-
for that, Rob? He's too
Well,
expensive.
yeah,
for that.
I know, but he's too expensive to sell. That's the thing. So I'm kind of looking for the sort of like, what can we actually literally do with him? Because I don't want him. Obviously, none of us want him starting. We know that. Look, every time how many times has he been subbed off this season? How many times has he come on or started? Sorry, how many times has he come on and then made the game look worse? It's like it happens every single time. It's so consistent. It just goes back to our stupid bloody wage policy, doesn't it? At the end of the day. So yes, of course, I would sell him. I don't think we can. So I think he just could be used as a player to come on and just like sort of bore everyone to death and to see a game out. If you want nothing to happen in a game, just bring him on because nothing's going to happen when he comes on. So yeah, sorry, that's a bit of a kind of wishy-washy answer, but it's like the reality is we're stuck with him, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Hopefully not. I mean, let's be honest. And this is going to wind the shit out of Nelson, but I really don't care.
He's been tired of it, to be fair.
Look, Nelson's been a troll for years, and he knows shit all about football anyway. So nobody takes him seriously. At the end of the day, I don't believe we should have to accept having dead wood in the club. Nelson would, because he's in love with all these shit players, and he's in love with the manager. But at the end of the day, it to me shows that if you want to keep him as a manager, you have absolutely no ambition of continual success. Unlike what Nelson and other managers have done in the past, they have changed the captain after winning a league championship. So it shows you don't know nothing about football again. I mean, the amount of times I've had to correct this guy. Yeah, he makes himself out to be the big Arsenal fan. He knows fuck all, man. And he's just a little troll. Ignore him because he's here for a wind up. And at the end of the day, this current captain is shit. He goes, disappears. Tell me what he did, right, in that Champions League final.
Nothing.
No ambition.
Nothing.
Disappeared. And yet this is what people accept as the captain of our team. How many times did he go missing in important games in the Premier League? Yeah, he didn't win the Premier League. The team won it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't guide success. I'll tell you who did, was Declan Rice. Because towards the last 5 games of that season, mate, he was the one that was grabbing the players and saying, fucking sort yourselves out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not done. It's not done. Odegaard weren't saying that. It was Declan Rice.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts. Jam.
Yeah, I agree with what Jez says. Like the sentimental bullshit that we have at this club for shit players, it's got to stop. Like it's because we could be linked to a player like this. What was it, Tollis or whatever it is? This youngster. Yeah, all of a sudden, all the Arsenal fan base would be gassing him up. I've never watched him. I've never seen him before. 40 million, that's a bargain. He's class. He's the next this, that, and the third, and all that. And they've never seen him play. I mean, if we had to get women as an example, I mean, these Arsenal fans would make Susan Boyle out to look like Beyonce Knowles. You know what I mean? It's what they're like. Martin Odegaard is dog shit. I mean, he's uninfluential. He doesn't really bring anything, but he's good at the pressing. He just does nothing. And the biggest thing with me, with Odegaard, is the captain, which he shouldn't be. And he bottles it from 50-50 challenges all the time. I mean, just for that alone, I'll get rid of him. Because you can't have players bottling challenges. And I think he looks good, technically, because the way he ferries around the pitch and just passes the ball sideways and that. But no. When you think of the players Arsenal have had in the past, when we were up the top, he's just not good enough. He's not good enough to be an Arsenal midfielder, and I'm sacking him off. He's probably the easiest one out of all of them. I mean, we've got going off track here, but Jesus and Havertz I'd get rid of as well. But he in terms of starters, he's the one I'd get rid of first for the wages he's on, and I do think that in the football world he is overrated. So I do think you'd get decent money for him because he's overrated. I think you'll get 60 plus for him, 60, 65 mil, 70 maybe. Honestly, I don't rate him that highly, but I do think he will get good money. Sack his ass.
That's a point. That's a good point, yeah.
That's a shout. It's true. I really do believe we can get money on this guy. Nats.
For me, Enla Basura, get in the fucking bin. Do you know what I'm saying? Club captain, nah, not in my book. Never has been, never will be. I mean, the fact that I've even been able to make a case to keep Mikel Merino, albeit playing up front and being reserved on the bench in certain games, tells you everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and to go slightly off topic, like we have with the money that he's on and all of that, like you expect a lot more with Merino. Like, yeah, you could. It's easier to sell him, but you know what I'm saying. It's just like, but you don't expect as much. Now, going back to Martin Odegaard, you're on 240k a week, club captain, and other than one pass, broken clock and all of that shit being right twice a day, what else has he done through his whole tenure? One good season, not even a great season, not even an unbelievable season in that 22-23. He wasn't even our best player that season. One good season does not fool me, bruv. It doesn't fool me in the slightest. This guy, yeah, we get rid of him, we will elevate like that. Declan Rice should be our club captain, for damn sure. No debate. You know, like what Jez was saying, this shouldn't even really be a conversation. Like, at least with Mikel Merino and certain other players that are on a bit less money, you can find a use for them, albeit very limited, but you can find a use for them. Do you know what I'm saying? And yes, Mikel Merino's been out for 6 months and all that, but let's be honest, he's contributed more to this season than Martin Odegaard has. Let's be real, and he's been out for fucking 6 months. But what is this club captain? And if it wasn't for Star Boy, he'd be number one in the fucking pecking order when it comes to this manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Time and time again, he's let us down. When you're on 200k plus, even in this era, I expect a minimum 7 out of 10 every week.
Yeah.
I need you to be working wonders. I need you to be scoring worldies, putting a ball on the plate for Gyökeres, which he hasn't done this season at all. Supplying Bukayo Saka.
He's refused to give a pass to Odegaard.
Exactly.
To Gyökeres.
Exactly.
How many fucking times have we seen throughout everybody's stream, whether it's Maddie, Lee, or anybody else, where they've pulled up the freeze frames where Odegaard has a wide open lane to give an assist to Gyökeres in the box with Gyökeres not even being challenged, and he's gone sideways. That's why we call him Odegaard. He's fucking shit.
Oh dear God. Oda clapped, Oda bitch. The only reason why I stopped calling him Nick and the Living God, as you know, Gianni, is because of Nick and the Living Allegri, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the only reason. That's the only reason. And to be perfectly honest, once he's out that door, Odegaard, it's done. For me, it's done. The fanfare, the law, all of that fucking bullshit, it needs to end, bruv. It needs to end. This is why I want Andrea Mafioso Bad Boy Berta on transfers, yeah?
Yeah.
No more scrubs. No more ex-Chelsea players. Yeah, even the Reece James and the Cole Palmers and the Caicedos that we rate. I'm sorry, we need to move on from that. No more money laundering FC bullshit. Yeah, get proper fucking players, and we've got a number 10 in Ebrieza, which we'll get onto. And even though he hasn't had a great season, he's already levels better. He's already miles clear while not doing as much as he should. On less money, on 180k. So what is it? 240k, 180k. That's what 60k difference, right? How can you have a better season on 60k less? Yeah, when you've not even been performing that consistently, and obviously we'll get into that in a little bit, right? This guy, yeah, is holding our football club back even more than Havertz, because at least Havertz contributed with the Burnley goal. The Champions League final goal. And yes, he's done that before with Chelsea. The only difference is we didn't get over the line. What has Martin Odegaard done? What has he done his whole tenure that's got us over the line? Don't give me that shit of, that one pass. Oh, that one pass to fucking Leandro Trossard, bruv. Get the fuck out of here, bruv. Get out of here with that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? We get rid of him, we could buy 3 players in the same position. So what is it? They'd be on like what is it? 80k, 80k each. We could find 3 midfielders, 3 10s on 80k a week each that are better than Odegaard, bruv. Odegaard and all that. Gibraltar guard, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? There are so many better players, yeah. And to be perfectly honest, yeah, him being club captain alone, even through ducking challenges, you know, not turning up, not being the game changer, the match winner, because even Bukayo Saka at 40% will get you the odd goal or make the odd pass. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe even though we hardly saw it this season, just gone, go past a man or two here and there. Do you know what I'm saying? Odegaard does none of that shit. It's spinning top FC, bruv. Magic roundabout going to fucking nowhere. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, We need to cut ties. Declan Rice be club captain. Eberezer becomes the starting number 10, unless we get better, of course. Whether it's a Dani Olmo or we get someone else in of similar ilk, even better. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'm beyond done with him. I wanted him out the door like 3 years ago. Like after that 22-23, I was like, nah, you're not getting better. You're getting worse. And you can't shield this manager no more. Even this manager's tired of your fucking antics. He's the reason as well, and I'll end it on this. He's the reason Ethan Nweri, was kicked out of the football club. He's the reason why his ass was sent out on loan, bruv. So for that and being club captain, he can fuck right off. He offers nothing. Mikel Merino has offered more this season while being out for 6 months, and I'll leave it at that.
Fair enough. Big up Katzer, by the way. Big up Kat saying Odegaard looks busy, but does fuck all. A bit like me at work.
Yeah.
Me too.
I hear it.
It's all of us.
Tactics.
It's all of us,
Tactics.
bro. Tactics, you know what I'm saying, bro? Big up Cats, though. Real one. Gianni, what are we saying?
Sell him. And sell him. And here's the thing: he signed what 2021 permanent transfer. So he's walking into his books are paid for. You could sell him for 20 million and be done with him. You can take a loss on him because his books are already paid off. So it's nothing but profit. I mean, I don't know if anybody realizes this, but his total salary is nearly 16 million pounds a year because of all of the extras, which he got because we won the Premier League. He's not worth 16 million pounds a year. I'm sorry. If you go on Capology and look at his remaining amount of money that we owe him to the full extent of 38 million still. I'm sorry. If you're telling me we're getting 38 million off of our books and we can get an extra 10 because that's what you sold him for, get rid of him. What's the point? Make it easier on yourself to get rid of them. Again, the problem is that, again, big clubs do not allow Deadwood to remain on the team. You have, like Nat said, you have to contribute. He doesn't contribute anything. Like, let's even take the way that we played in the Champions League final, for example. We basically played a 4-4-2. You had him and Havertz sitting next to each other up top with the way that we pressed to do a 4-4-2. If that's the route you're going to take, why the hell are we even playing with a number 10 and a false 9? That doesn't make any sense. They're supposed to do the same
up
thing.
front. 2 10s up front.
Exactly.
You never play 2 10s up front in a 4-4-2 unless they're of serious quality. That's even then it don't work. Exactly.
Even then it don't work. That's why I'm saying, for me, Odegaard, get rid of him. Just get rid of him.
Yep.
Hell, even
Straight
bite the
up.
bullet. Hey, again, to go back to what we said with having all this money. If you got all this money, buy him out on his 16 million for a year and let him walk for free at that point. He is not worth being here no more. I'm sorry, he's just not worth being here no more.
I couldn't care less. Just let him go. Just get rid of him. I don't want to see him next season.
I don't care. Rip up the contract. He's another one, like Jesus and others as well. Get rid. Yeah. I agree, John.
Yeah. Fair enough. Straight facts from Gianni. Now we'll end it on this player, the last player on the list of midfielders, Eberechi Eze. And now this might be a bit controversial for people, you know. I know a lot of people like him. I know a lot of you guys as well on the panel like him. I know a lot of fans do. But I expected a certain level from Eze, and I didn't get it. Now, I know some of it is down to Arteta, but there's a lot of games I don't really see him. Do you know what I'm saying? So, Caps, I'm going to agree with you on that. I can't lie. I feel like we need a better quality number 10. Do I want to sell him? No. I want to keep him as bench. I want to create competition between 2 number 10s. May the best man win. That's me. That's my opinion. But I didn't get that. I can't lie. PT, I didn't get what I expected from Eze. He's got to get a great shot on him. But I don't know, man. I don't know. In my opinion, bench and get someone else that is better in that number 10 position, or someone like Ethan or someone like Max Stallman, someone to give him, you know, a little bit of competition, because I feel like we can get better. Yeah, Rogers will be played on the left wing, but yeah, man, 100%. I feel like we need another number 10. Jez.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, to be honest, because I really wanted him. I mean, he was a bit of a panic buy just before the start of the season when Havertz went down. I did predict. I said as soon as he went down, I said we'll go in for Eze, and we did, and we got him. But yeah, again, for me, he's a player that's not been allowed to play his style. I mean, let's get it right. He scored that great hat-trick against Tottenham. He was immense that day, but he was playing with freedom. He's the sort of player that Arteta likes to rein the reins in, doesn't he, at times? And I don't think that's it. That this is not that player. For me, bench. He's a good player. I wouldn't sell him. Not this year. But what he needs is somebody to give him competition. And that is not Odegaard, and that's not Havertz. So for me, I'd keep him, but maybe bench.
100%, man, 100%. Tyson is saying have to take into account he was benched after a hat-trick. How do you build momentum as a player in these conditions? Like we said before, when we started with Eze, I am considering the system as well. But I'm sorry, when Max Dowman played in that number 10, I saw more. Do you know what I'm saying? I can still see, there's a little bit of, he needs a little bit more to do. I know everybody struggles, but you have to understand, bro, this is Eze, yeah? 9 out of 10 performance, 2. 8 out of 10 performance, 3. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You don't get like consistency from him. That's what I saw this season.
Palace, though.
Yeah, innit? That's the thing. I was disappointed too, Jez, because I thought that we'd get more. We'd get more from him, and I don't think he lived up to the name. I'm saying because,
but if you can't play, like what Jez said, like Eze is more of an old school number 10. He needs freedom to be able to put his emphasis on the game. The problem is you're not going to get that. But then look at what he did in different scenarios. One, again, Jez has watched more football than all of us combined. I can't remember the time in history where a number 10 was supposed to lead the attack out of his own fucking box.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for him to be that deep. That's why, again, like when you see, like here, perfect example, the City game that we lost, where City got close to us and we thought we were going to blow the lead. He put Eze out on the left wing. What did Eze do? For more freedom and more emphasis, he said, fuck playing touchline winger. I'm going to play as a left side 10 and be more central. What did he do? Eze was the one who hit the post. Eze looked like he was actually going to have a decent game doing that left side 10 against City. What does he do? He pulls him out. So, and then the 2 games against Spurs, he had more freedom, was further up the pitch. What happens? He wasn't tracking back as much. He takes him out. He misses 5 straight games. So, this is where Eze, this is the perfect player to talk about with this, because this is where the style of play is going to need to change. Otherwise, you're not going to repeat. You are going to need to score more goals. Again, let's all remember something. We are the second lowest scoring team to win a Premier League since a 5,000-1 Leicester City. That's what we need to take into consideration to why the offensive players need to have a more free-flowing game. I don't care who you are as a number 10. If your manager is telling you that you need to start the offense from the 18-yard box, you're already out of position.
Exactly.
You're already out of position. So you're not going to live up to the expectations of what you want from a number 10 if the defense is doing that. Number 10s are not supposed to play defense. Let's just call it for what it is. They were the guys that floated in the midfield, picked up the ball where they can, and create from there to help the offense move forward. Not staying as another defender. That for me is the biggest problem with Eze.
Yeah, fair enough. PT saying we buy. Go on, Jez.
Can you imagine in the great days when we had Bergkamp?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Bergkamp would struggle in this. Bergkamp is not going to dribble a whole field day in and day out because he's got to carry the ball from 118-yard box to the next. It has never happened.
It's not going to happen. And he didn't. And he played pretty much where he wanted to play. If you remember those days, that he would roam, you know, he would sneak in and he would link up. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bang, goal. You know, and that is what a team does. And Eza is that sort of player. Now, as Gianni's just quite rightly said, you know, you can't have that player starting out to get the ball right on the edge of the 18-yard box, because I don't care how good you are as a footballer, right? You ain't going to get through a whole midfield and then through a defence. It's not going to happen, man. It ain't going to happen. You could be Jesus Christ Almighty, and it ain't going to work. And it's a proven fact, man. You have to let a player of that ability have freedom. And yeah, I mean, a few good comments there. You know, scores a hat trick, then gets benched. I mean, what's that about? What's going on? Because that to me is almost punishment. To say you didn't play how I told you how to play.
Facts.
So you now and now you're benched.
Facts.
And we've seen it in the past with other players. And he did it with Nweri, right? Came on, played a goal, scored a goal, benched. And he's done it. He's done it to other players over the last 6 years. And it's like he's the school teacher. If you don't do your homework the way I tell you to do it, right, you're doing detention. And detention is on the bench.
Yep.
And that's got to stop.
Hey, that's a shout.
To a different player, it's the same thing with Aubameyang. Aubameyang got sold to be a player who, he's got a bad attitude, blah, blah, blah. Brother, I don't care how good of a manager you think you are. You don't take a Golden Boot winner and constantly top scorer in the Premier League and move him out to the left wing and then ask him to play defense. It don't fucking work that way.
Left wing back, bro.
Yeah, left wing back.
Exactly. Correct him,
Damn near unforgivable.
Yeah, the guy gets moved from striker to left wing back pretty much. And everyone's expecting him, because you got the big 250, 300,000 pound a week contract, you're supposed to be scoring goals. I'm sorry. A striker is supposed to be a striker, not a winger and not a defensive player. That's where this shit's gotta stop with these player decisions.
Facts.
The other thing is, before I shut up, the other thing is, right, when you've got a number 10 of quality, right, same thing with Gyökeres, right, they need to be fed. Right?
Facts.
When Bergkamp was a legend player. Probably one of the greatest players I've ever seen play at Arsenal. Probably my favourite player ever at Arsenal. And I've had this debate with people about other players. But anyway, that's another day. But the thing is, when you go back and look at his style of play, he was getting fed. And once you give him the ball, his natural talent and technical ability is where he broke teams down.
Yep.
That's how he worked, and that is how Eza should be played. I'll shut up on that.
Yep.
First. Yep. Yeah. Rob.
Yeah, just to kind of like follow on from that, I was actually literally going to say too often you see him kind of coming and looking for the ball, kind of to Gianni's point as well about him being back far too deep too often. I mean, because of all this that everyone has just like factually discussed, there's a big question mark over him as to whether he is a big team player. I mean, obviously we've seen him do it at Palace. We've seen him, win finals for Palace. But because of the way that the season's gone and the way he's being played and the context around it, we don't know if he's of that, if he can be consistent enough to be of that Arsenal standard. I mean, obviously, like I would keep him. Whether to start him sort of depends on who we're going to bring in. If for whatever reason, I mean, I do believe we'll bring in a 10 of some kind. Rodgers, if he does come in, but like we say, one of them will probably go out on the left wing. Whether Rodgers goes in the 10 or vice versa sort of thing.
I think Rodgers will play in the left wing, Rob. Not to cut you off, but like I don't think Arteta sees him as number 10. I think Arteta sees Odegaard and Eze as his number 10. I don't think they're going to be touched. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
We can but hope, but yeah, you're probably right. I mean, for me, yeah, he needs to, like, I feel bad, not feel bad, but kind of like it feels a bit silly saying he needs to show us a bit more, but because there's reasons why he hasn't been showing us more, because he's been kind of restricted. And like I say, so many times I've seen him this season on the pitch just looking frustrated. And, it's just.
Would you build the team around him, Rob?
Well, this is kind of what I was going to say. I was literally just about to say I'm still not 100% sold on as whether he's enough of an innate talent to be a player that you can build a team around, because we haven't been able to see enough consistently from him. So going forward into this season, like we've all alluded to, the style of play needs to change. Players like him need to be given more freedom to roam, because he is a roaming type player. My mate's a Palace fan, been going to Palace for years, used to go to Selhurst Park with him or watch games with him. And he's saying he's kind of more of that kind of player. He needs to be given that kind of freedom. He's not like a left winger or like X position. And, you're not going to get that. And like, I can't remember who made the point. I don't know if it was you, Rashid, sorry, about when he, or maybe it was Jez, sorry, when he scored, when he had that shot against Man City. I think that kind of summed the whole situation up. He broke his position to have a shot against Man City, nearly scored, and then gets hooked. And so if you're in Eze's head, you're thinking, well, isn't this what I'm supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be a goal-scoring threat. And so I'm threatening, nearly scoring against Man City away, and you're taking me off. So
but Rob, it is. What about, when we went to sign Eze and his team obviously looked at how Arteta plays football. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't be surprised. You came to this team, how Arteta plays football. We're going to defend the whole. Our formation is 10-0-1. You knew that. Do you know what I'm saying? And
your alternative was going to Spurs, though. That's the thing. So he was on the verge of going to Spurs. I take your point. It's a good point, though, because obviously you must look at that. So I don't know. I don't know what they must have been. Well, if he didn't come to us, he was going to Spurs. And of course, he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he? So I guess he was going to come and just sort of like try and make it work. But so far, it hasn't worked out for him. But of course, he should be given. Of course, he should stay and be given at least another year or so.
To your Fair point, enough. Rashid, to your point, Rashid, real quick, to them saying they know how Arteta plays. Here's the thing. Eze, again, along with Gyökeres, were Berta signings. Arteta didn't want him. Let's just call it for what it was. He didn't want Eze because Eze was going to put more pressure on his boy Odegaard. And a lot of the fans have shown that Odegaard should be shown the door, one, because of the debacle of letting Ethan Nwaneri go, who is a very similar type of player to Eze. And, again, we all thought and were hoping that we were going to get Gyökeres, because remember, the big talk was he wanted Sesko. I think the fact when you look at Eze and Gyökeres are two players that were purchased that don't fit the true Arteta model, they thought that they were going to get some ability to be able to show what they got and that the model would change. And I think to Rob's point, that's the reason why Eze is looking at it from the fact of, well, what am I really supposed to do here? Because let's also say this as well. Odegaard, Havertz, anybody else you want to put in that 10 position don't have the balls to take the shot that he did that we scored that goal against Newcastle off the short corner. None of them have the balls to take a shot like that. That's why Eze is so important to why you need to adjust how you're going to play with the fluidity, because if you're going to have another weapon like that for a guy who's accurate to shoot outside the box, but also a creator, and also, let's all be honest, the guy's been scoring 10 goals like it's nothing for Palace the last 3-4 years before he came here. So if you're going to add more goals to the tally of what we need, you need somebody to do that. Not this, crafty bullshit that people make up for Odegaard or Havertz. You need a number 10 that's actually, as the great Kenny Ken would say, put his nuts on the table and go try to create and score goals for you if you're going to be a serious number 10. Otherwise, you're just a more forward-thinking 8 that's wasting our time.
Fair
Like,
enough.
Eze must be
Fair enough.
thinking, like, I've broken my position, like with the Man City example. He's like, I've broken my position for a few seconds. I'm going to go back there. You know, I mean, am I not able to just break my position for a few seconds without worrying about being hauled off? I mean, it's just fucking must mess with his head.
Oh, it's the over controlling thing with the manager.
It's
It's
a
the
dictatorship,
over controlling thing with the manager. I mean, here I'm not no expert as a manager, but like again, we'll use the Champions League. We'll use the Champions League as an example. You had Odegaard next to Havertz for no reason, just for a press, right? What as good as you need that for a press, but you still got to go and score more goals, right? So you do that, and you're also limiting yourself because the wingers for PSG were getting double teamed the whole time. Saka did nothing in the offensive game. He was great for doubling up Vara to help out Mosquera, and same thing could be said on the reverse side to double up on Doué, but they didn't do anything going forward. So again, why would you have a guy like Eze sit on the bench who's a 10 times better goal scoring option than Odegaard is? And the only reason is because he's way too strict with what he wants his players to do, which again goes back to what Jez was just saying. He is a player that needs some freedom to be able to put his emphasis on the game. And if you're not going to do that, then, I mean, when we ask you to sell bench, then you have to sell him if you're not going to allow him that at that point, because that's what he needs. Otherwise, like you said, Rob, he's just going to be sitting there. Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? And constantly, and then you run into the same thing. Well, he's a number 10 that's constantly getting taken off like Odegaard. It makes no sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Jam.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Eze's biggest problem is that he's not an Arteta favourite. A bit like Gyökeres. They're clearly better signings. Arteta doesn't trust or doesn't particularly favour Eze or Gyökeres. I mean, yeah, Eze was underwhelming at times in the season, but could you imagine Odegaard scores hat-trick against Tottenham? Do you see him getting benched for 5 games after that if he's fit? It ain't happening. It's not happening.
No
And I'm telling you now,
even if you
Pay rise.
yeah,
Pay rise.
and I'm telling you now, these Arteta fans, they do know that this is going on. They do know. They just won't admit it to themselves because they've got some sort of weird zesty affiliation with him. I mean, we have won the league, but it's in spite of him. If we had a proper manager, and I mean a manager that doesn't have favourites and that picks players because he likes them more, we'd be doing more than what we're currently doing. And the team would be playing better football, and we'd be a lot better to watch than we are. Arteta again falling on his feet. I don't understand the love for him. I don't get it. But Eze, definitely keep him. I think that his confidence has been knocked by this manager. I just think that he's thinking to himself, what have I got to do to get a run in the team? And all the time Odegaard and Havertz are here. They're going to get picked over Gyökeres and Eze. Odegaard and Havertz are going to get picked over Eze and Gyökeres. All the time they're still here, no matter what they do. So I just don't get it. But Eze, yeah, I'll definitely keep him. But if we can get Morgan Rogers in, I would probably start with him in the 10 next season and have Eze as the bench player. But if he's going to buy Rodgers to play him on the left, I just don't see the point. I think he'd be better off just buying an out-and-out left winger. But yeah, Eze, yeah, he's done a lot more this season than Odegaard has, that's for sure.
Do you remember what Wenger said after the Invincible season? He made a statement, right? And he said, "I love the players, but they're not my friends."
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I think that sums it up, really, doesn't it? He loves them, but they're not my friends.
Yeah. I mean, like when Henry was playing, when Henry was at Arsenal, I mean, if he was playing well, but another striker at the club was playing better, and you'd have to think, right, well, I've got to put Henry on the bench and play this guy. You've got to do it on merit. You've got whoever's playing the best, you've got to play that team for the club. And
he also believed in red zones as well. Arteta doesn't believe in red zones. We know he loves himself more than
flogs players. It's all him. It's all me with him.
Mm-hmm.
Stick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, man. Nats, what are you telling me?
For me, I don't think this is controversial, but it's a definite keep. And I'll tell you exactly why I will keep him, yeah? Him and Odegaard can't be in the same team. We know that. You can add Havertz to the list, and we'll get onto that in the next video. But for me, this whole favoritism, this whole, Arteta putting himself and his thoughts and feelings like a bad bitch above everything that's good and proper for this football club. As you know, Jez, for example, you've seen it, been there, done it. Yeah, this has to stop right here, right now. The thing is with Eberezer is we can talk about the inconsistencies. He needs to do more, on 180k a week. I hear all of that. But at the same time, any proper manager does not bench a player that scored a hat-trick. I don't care what position they play. He could be in goal for all I fucking care. 3 headers straight or whatever, from 3 set pieces. You don't drop them. I don't care if it's Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham is shit. They'll always be shit. Even with that Europa League, they're still shit and should have got relegated. But it's like, for me, Eberezer, we know how he plays. We know he thrives on that freedom. Like you said, Gianni, classic number 10. And me and you, we love a classic number 10, whether it's Maradona, whether it's Dennis Bergkamp, Pablo Aimar, Rui Costa, even Kaká.
That's a shout still.
The list goes on. Riquelme, bruv. Anyone, Nelson in particular, and others. I know you're trolling and whatever, but go back and watch Riquelme, bruv. Go back and watch one Roman Riquelme, bruv. What he was doing, especially at Villarreal, but even when he was at Boca Juniors before and after, yeah, proper number 10, bruv.
Except from the semi-final against Arsenal in 2006.
And look, it's penalties, isn't it? And talking of penalties, I'll say this very quickly, yeah? One thing that Eberezer needs to get out of his game, and granted, you're not going to get penalties every single cup tie and that, but that fucking run-up, yeah, he needs to get rid of that shit. Yep. Even Bruno Fernandes don't do that hop, skip and jump anywhere near as much as he done before. Do you know what I'm saying? Eberezer's got to get rid of that shit because he was doing that shit at Palace, and he carried that over.
He missed the penalty at Palace as well.
He missed the target. To be honest, all he had to do is go slightly to the left, even like middle left. Do you know what I'm saying? He would have scored it. He didn't even have to go in the corner.
You've got to hit the target. It's criminal. You've got to hit the target.
I mean, we're not even going to get into Gabriel in it because he shouldn't have taken that penalty anyway. Well, the number 5 penalty I'm talking about, but still, he needs to get that out of his game. Number 1, number 2. I think with Ethan coming back, and even more so Max Dalman, who's going to be here this season or next season coming up for sure. I think it's suitable competition. If it's true we're getting Morgan Rogers, I will play him on the left. He can play in the 10, of course, but I would play more on the left as a left 10. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, left 10's all right.
Yeah. I'd rather have him as a left 10 because the only other player I would have over Eberezer, and Eberezer staying coincides with Odegaard and, Havertz leaving as well. You could add Marino potentially, but as I've said before, out of Marino and Havertz for long term, I'd rather keep Marino even with his injuries. But that's by the by. But the only other player I would have is Morgan Gibbs-White playing in that 10 over at Eberezer. Like what he done this season, the fact that Bruno Fernandes got in ahead of him as player of the season for me is criminal as well. Because if you're not going to give it to Declan Rice or David Raya, Morgan Gibbs-White was brilliant. Nottingham Forest got to semi-final and they lost to the winners, innit? As I knew they would. Like I said on your channel, Gianni, I think I've said it on here as well, on my own channel. I said Villa would win the Europa League, and they did. Europa League master. Morgan Gibbs-White, absolutely crucial with that shit. Sorry, Morgan Rogers. But then Morgan Gibbs-White, with that Forest campaign, they got no European football next season, this season coming up. But regardless of that, I would still keep Eberezer. Get rid of Odegaard, and even with Ethan and Dalman, I think that's good.
Would you bench him or start?
I would start him. He needs consistent game time and he needs the freedom, and it also coincides, it aligns with him having that role and playing consistently, keyword consistently, in that number 10, not getting dropped after scoring a hat-trick, not getting dropped after having a man of the match performance in that number 10. Do you know what I'm saying? We need to move on from Odegaard. We need to move on from Gibraltar Guard, bro. We can send him to Gibraltar Rock. I'll drive him there. I'll send him there. Get a cab, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll fly him there. I don't care. Eberezer, out of him and Odegaard, it's no comparison, innit? Even with all the inconsistencies, like I said, other than Gibbs White in that number 10, I definitely wouldn't sell him. I wouldn't even bench him unless it's because even, let's say for argument's sake, we get a Morgan Gibbs White, yeah, we get rid of Odegaard, we get rid of Havertz and or Marino, yeah. That's great competition, even with Ethan and Max Dowman. But because we've got Max Dowman and Ethan, I'm a bit more hesitant of bringing in a Gibbs White, especially if we're going for Morgan Rogers on the left. That's just the way I see it. For me, I want Morgan Rogers.
You want Dowman and Ethan to get more minutes. That's what you're trying to tell us.
Yeah. For me, he's better competition. Both of them are better competition than Odeklapt alone, bruv. A million miles better. A million miles better. Like we don't need a Gibbs White and a Morgan Rogers. Do you know what I'm saying? In an ideal world, it would be nice. But if you got Morgan Rogers on the left, to replace Trossard and even more so Martinelli, you got Eberezer playing consistently at the 10. We've seen him score crucial goals. When was the last time Odegaard scored a crucial goal? Was it Tottenham away in the 22-23 when we won 2-0? That was it. And even then, we won nothing that season. So for me, it's a fucking no-brainer. Keep Eberezer, play him in the 10. You got Ethan as backup, and he's a more than suitable replacement. Max Dowman as well. They can compete and learn off of each other. More so Ethan and Max Dowman learning certain aspects of Eberezer's game in that number 10. And then you have Morgan Rogers on the left. And then you've got Saka on the right. But also Ethan and Max Dowman can play on the right. We're basically covered. That's how I see it.
100%, man. Absolute fact. Gianni.
Keep. I'm keeping them and I'm starting them. Again, you got to change. You got to change a little bit. Again, I don't. Do you guys honestly think if we play the exact same way that we played last season that we're only going to give up 27 goals? Because I don't see it. If we play the exact same way that we played last season, I don't see us only scoring giving up only 27 goals. So if let's say we give up 5 to 10 more goals this season than last season, you give up 5 to 10 more goals with some of the results that we've had, we're nowhere near winning the Premier League. So you have to score more goals. So for me, I'm like Nat said, for me, I think the kids need to be getting major minutes this year because, again, it's a shortened break. It's not like we have a full summer to recover. A lot of our guys are playing World Cup games. Now, it does how far the teams go for how far our players play is where the question is going to be. But at the end of the day, we're going to need these kids to play. I think Eze should be starting next year. Easy keep and easy start for me.
Yep.
Easy start for me. Just, again, be given more freedom.
Straight up facts. Big up to everyone that's locked in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes, but an elite show. I can't lie, an elite show. Big up to Jez, Rob, Jam, Nats, Gianni. Big up to the chat as well. Listen, we're going to do a forward edition. Hopefully, I think Saturday's the best day because everybody's comfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? So we'll go Saturday, same time, 3 o'clock. If you want to tune into that one, it's going to be elite, just like this one. And just like even the Defenders edition, bro. If you want to check out that one too. We're going to redirect to, I don't know who's live right now from the team. Anybody from our team is live. Let's look for someone that's live right now. I don't know if anybody's live, but We're gonna have to see. Big up, man. Absolutely champion stream. Big up, Caps, man. Blacks, PT, legends, bro. Absolute legends, bro. Big up to everyone that's locked in, man. Big up, man. We're gonna redirect. Let me just see. Sorry, it's just taking ages, man.
And Quadra in there, he'll tell you who's live.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for Jalil to. Oh yeah, okay. Hassam's live. I think it's solely Arsenal side like that. But yeah, Hassam's live. We're gonna redirect it to Hassam. Show him some love. You know what I'm saying? And we're out. Big up, man. Big up. Legends.
Big up.
Take care, boys.
Take care, lads. Yeah, mate.
Yeah.